All right. Important question. Are we live? I think we are. Hello, everyone. Hello. Long time no see, ladies and gentlemen. I expect today's turnout will be extremely small if we get anybody at all. That's what happens when you're MIA for 3 months. That's the norm for sure. So, I will simply start out, gabbing a little bit here. Just kind of chatting a bit. Just for people who want to watch the VOD, who might have been interested in being here live, but maybe didn't get the notification, because, you know, YouTube is with the ye old algorithm. So, real quick kind of update from me, and it is real quick, and then from there I'm just going to wait for people to kind of pop in slowly. I have been gone for a bit, and lots of things have happened on the personal side. I'm only going to bullet point those at most. I'm not going to go on a laundry list of information that many of you may not give a damn about. Understandably. I do not wish to weigh down anybody. That is not the goal. But yes, I've been gone for a little bit. Initially, it was all just to go full-time working on Warglaive. That has fallen through a bit. Warglaive is on hold, and I'll be honest, it may be indefinitely. Not saying it is, but it may be. There's reasons for it that go beyond just... go beyond just my personal holdups or my personal procrastinations. There's some other reasons it may have to be indefinite, but that is by the by for the moment, and it is not decided on 100%. Outside of that, I have had some personal drama and personal losses that have happened recently. Big one being my grandfather passed away. Again, I'm just bullet pointing. Don't want to trauma dump. Just bullet pointing the points that have happened in the background since I've been gone and why things have not been happening over here. So that's one of them. Gramps passed away a couple weeks ago, so that's more recent. It's a more recent thing that occurred. And outside of that, yeah, I think that's the big bullet point. The other ones, I'll just wait for people to ask like some more specific questions to go through them, rather than do them all at the front here. Start off with a real positive note. Yeah, rather than do them all at once. So, anywho. Let's see here. Ludus was first, but that was before the stream started. The Broker, how you doing? Asmo, I would have loved to hop on, but my mic does not work on this old-ass laptop. Sorry to hear. That's perfectly fine. It's good that you're here, my friend. It's good that you are here, even in spirit / the chat. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'm surprised to see you back so soon. So soon. It's been 3 months over here. So, yes. That's right. How you doing? Bold of you to assume you'd have a small turnout. It's gonna, well, I believe it's going to be. I might be wrong. We might get a flood of people coming in. I doubt it. No, not Warglaive on halt. Yeah, there's lots of reasons. There's, the big one I can't talk about, at least I don't know if I can talk about. I need to talk to a lawyer. But one of the big reasons I cannot like I said, I don't know if I could talk about it. Hopefully I have resolved that, but I'm in kind of a limbo on it, so put that on the side. I will say this, it doesn't have anything to do... I know I just mentioned like a lawyer and stuff. Don't worry, it doesn't have anything to do with GW. It's actually something completely out of left field that happened. But, yeah, for now I'm leaving that in the air. Sorry to vague post on that one, but I'm leaving that one on the side there, because I don't know... It's one of those things, sensitive, don't wanna accidentally piss somebody off that I shouldn't. The game addicted to the same game I did back in 2001? Yes, Khan, I'm well aware. Khan has gotten into Gothic, the remake. He has been very, very vocal about its return. And I'll get into it a bit more, but I actually, in the interim that I've been gone from this channel, just as kind of like a deviation, or just to kind of get a fresh start, I did start another new channel on the side. It's Star Wars based, which I know kind of is a weird pivot from 40k over here. It's a whole thing. If you guys are curious what's going on with that channel, I can show you guys it or link it if you're really curious, but I'll leave that to like people to bring up if they want to know more. But the gist of it is, on the side, I started another YouTube channel, just kind of experimenting and trying things over there. And I'm still making content for that channel. It's been fun over there. It's been fun to do something very, very different. But yeah, that's kind of been happening in the background as well. That is Gamer Brony, but his new is Red Wolfen. Red Waffa. Red Waffon. How's it going? You laughing? You laughing? Oh, sorry, it's a question. How's it going? You laughing? How Sony is sending physical disc productions and it's becoming a joke meme online. Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know the full... Like, I didn't see, like, a report or, like, a journalist breakdown or, like, a video on it. So, all I've heard about that is from posts on X. And from what I've gathered, it's about as dumb as it sounds. Correct me if I'm wrong. But by the sounds of it, it's pretty much just summed up as Sony is like, physical production's not worth it anymore. Most of our market's in digital anyway. And they're gonna just sell everything digital, while conveniently not giving any, not passing on any of the savings from the physical production of discs onto the user, which would be, you know, the sensible thing to do. It's like, hey, we're no longer producing physical ones, so we're gonna save a ton of money on that production. Oh, cool! So a game's gonna be like back to $60 or $50. Ha 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 ha! You're funny. Zerot23, how you doing? Asmo, how are you surviving the surface of the sun? Barely. I will say we haven't hit the triple digits, or if we have, it was like very, very brief. But here in Maine, we have not hit the triple digits yet. We have hit I think the highest temp we have hit in this heat wave was 99 degrees, which was really bad. Lady Runesong, long time no see. Howdy, howdy. How you doing? Well, apparently there's a limit somewhere between a nice summer's day and the full concentrated power of the sun. Indeed. Second day in a row in triple digits down here, brother. Well, you're a little bit more south, so I wouldn't say I fully expect it, but I kind of expect it from down there. Vivek, how you doing? Hi. How you doing? Yeah, we've been pretty lucky on like the heat wave front. Plus, you know, I have in my house this magical thing that that most of the Europeans seem to abhor. I have an AC. I know. Gasp. The environment. I'm destroying the ozone layer, or whatever the fuck the argument is against using ACs. I will say this. When I went to Germany for a week to hang out with Karn and Tang and Dragonis, the hotel not having ACs... Like that, I thought that summer was bad. And to be fair, it was worse than the summer here, simply because there was no AC. I think the temperatures weren't anywhere near as bad as this heat wave. At least, you know, I'm a year removed from that vacation over there, but it felt worse than this one has, even though we're going through technically, I think, a more severe heat wave. Oh, it dropped to 106 finally. Jesus, that's dropping. Made up some Crimson Fists right now. Nice. I'm in DC this week, and it's 100. Ooh, DC is hitting 100 degrees. You get fined for running your AC inappropriately here in the UK. That's so dumb. What the fuck does that mean? Running it inappropriately. That is vague as shit. That could literally mean anything they want it to mean. No, we're pumping the AC exhaust directly to your... I saw a meme of that. Like, it was really funny. Honestly, Asmo, there are hotels with ACs, but not in the rural areas of Germany. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, you know, I liked the hotel we stayed at when we were in Germany. The one downside was that it was in the more rural area of, it was Freudenstadt. Right? Dragonis, it was Freudenstadt was the hotel, right? Or am I like one town or one province, village or province area off? I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was Freudenstadt. Yes, okay. Alright, now we're, it's 111? You got the triple ones. Yeah, okay. Well, we were up to 107 last week. This week is chill for me, only 90 degrees. Yeah, today was 91 at the peak, which is terrible. But, today was a cooler day than yesterday. Yesterday was the worst. Yesterday is the day we hit 99, like, on the dot. We didn't go over to the triple digits. We didn't hit 100, or if we did, it was so brief, I didn't see it when I checked. But we were at 99 degrees flat for a little hot minute. God, I'm so sick of this paperwork. Anyways, hi. Hope you are not as tired as I. Hope is a very important word. I wouldn't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know like how tired you are, but I hope the paperwork lightens up a bit. Sorry about that. I'm physically tired. My job has been kicking my ass. Yeah, and yesterday was a whole thing. I got a call from the Air Force liaison from back when I applied, back when I went through MEPS and I got DQ'd. And now it's circled back around because I had a call. Yesterday was weird. Like, I got my ass beat at work. Not, like, as in I got literally beat up, but, like, physically. We were doing so much physical labor yesterday, which we do every day, but yesterday was particularly bad. Today was way more laid back because everyone was in the F it mode because this was our last work day of the week. I have tomorrow and all of 4th of July weekend off. And I took Monday, Tuesday, and this is going to sound weird, Thursday, Friday off next week for the work days. I did that because Thursday, and some of you will probably say cringe, and I don't blame you, but Thursday, a game I'm actually kind of interested in is coming out. It's called Echoes of Aincrad, which, yes, it is a Sword Art online game. The reason I'm excited for it is it's the first one that you're not playing Kirito again. Like, you're actually making a unique character, not just in, like, aesthetic, but you're actually making a unique character. So, I've always liked the setting of SAO. I've never liked the main story or, like, the main he's kind of an antagonist to me as a viewer, but I've never liked the protagonist of the series. It's cool here in the UK this week. Last week was bad. I'm glad you guys are getting a more cooler weather. Hello, Pires. Welcome, Pires, you wonderful gentleman. I mean, my work isn't great either. I've been off 2 days due to straining my back. I mean, it's good to take time off when you hurt yourself, especially. So good on you for taking some medical leave. I'm looking past my mic to see that. Technically, my chat's here, but it's also here because I have my OBS open over here and I have the YouTube chat here. So no matter, basically, if I look here, I'm good. Look here, I'm good. I think I'll just move everything towards like where the webcam is. That way you guys can see my beautiful face. Gorgeous in all its glory. I'll pull up Discord on the other hand over here. Oh, we already have some people waiting in the calls. Nice, nice. Yeah, so we're gonna give another, I'll say another 3 minutes to let anybody kind of drop into the stream, and then we'll start doing calls in about 3 minutes. I'm just choosing that number randomly, to be honest. But yeah, in 3 minutes, we'll start pulling people in for calls. Generally, it's pretty open-ended for this one. If you want to have any questions for me, go ahead and ask them. It is a Q&A. But technically, my question for you guys is what have I missed on the 40K front? Because I have been out of the loop. I haven't been paying attention at all to the 40K sphere, both in the community drama or like the official news from GW. I've been completely cut off for the last couple months. So if this is your chance to rant to someone who's genuinely not in the know, at least for recent news, not for traditional news, of course. How flexible are the boob sliders in the game? I don't know yet. That's the thing. The game's coming out the 9th, so I took that day off and I took Friday off because my plan is to just play the whole game in like 2 days. I'll probably stream it. I don't know if I'll stream it here or I'll stream it on the other channel. Kind of debating. Not sure which it would be more weird to stream on. But we'll find out. Yes, we can see Asmo's shades of red. I think it's one shade. Kind of an auburn. Actually, in the camera, my beard's kind of an auburn color. I just noticed that. It's not really... Okay. I don't know. Would you guys say my beard's auburn or like orange? Like a proper orange? No matter what, it's ginger, but I'm just wondering, is it the darker shades or the lighter shades? So, like, any good things happen lately? Yes, actually. Me and my girlfriend, we went to the Old Orchard Beach here in Maine. It's like our for us, it's the closest thing we have to like Miami Beach, but for the state. Old Orchard Beach is the big beach for Maine. So we traveled a couple hours south to the beach, and we got to hang out there for a day. My girlfriend is a bit of a thalassophobe, because kind of similar to my buddy Karn in the chat here. She's terrified of the water, which I found weird that she wanted to go to the beach. She loves to swim, but only in pools. She's terrified of the ocean. And I was very proud of her because I took her hands and I brought her to the water and I was like, hey babe, there's nothing to be scared of. I'm with you. I'll hold you up. And she was terrified. Like, I thought she would start getting scared when we got knee deep in the water. Fuck no. She was like shaking in fear when her ankles got covered. That is when she started like being scared. And I was like, really? It's one of those things where you're kind of like, a part of you wants to tease her about it, but the other part of you wants to be sensitive to the fact that she's scared. So I'm like balancing the two natures. It's like, do I mess with her or do I go easy on her? And I chose, for the most part, I chose easy on her. But I teased her a lot when we got back to like our little tent and our beach towels. But yeah, I was kind of mixing the two emotions. But I was pretty proud of her. We hung out there. We had a good time. Most of the good time was not in the water so much as like at the shops and stuff. We got ice cream. We got some pizza. We made a day of it. It was nice. So that's a good thing that has happened recently. Yeah, I already mentioned at the very start, but like I said, I'll only go into it a bit more if you guys need me to tell you about the other stuff. But at the very start, I already went over some of the more negative bullet points that have happened recently. Asmo's a maple tree. I'm a maple tree? On your phone, it's fiery orange. Okay, so on mobile, I have a fire on my face. Ah! Auburn, but I meant the Irish red of the face. Oh, okay, like... Oh, yeah. I guess I do pink up a bit. Yeah. The thing is, like, when I was prepping to go to the beach, I sprayed on so much, like, SPF 70. Like, because last year I got sun sickness, and I felt my kidneys, like, on fire. That sucked. So last year I was very ill prepared for like sunscreen, and this year I overcompensated, and I doused myself in SPF 70. I did not want that again. That sucked. Thankfully we were able to avoid it, but it's a weird thing. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but there's like these streaks. There's a couple streaks on my arm that were sunburnt. Thankfully the most that's happened, they felt a little bit itchy the last couple of days, but otherwise I felt pretty fine. But yeah, that was funny. Can't even swim. I believe you, Karn. I mean, thalassophobia, I'm sure, would prevent people from going in the water pretty hard. I like the sea, just not the sea where I live, because the sea where I live, the North Sea, is always freezing. Ah. Yeah, our like during the summertime is the only time I think it'd be safe, quote unquote, to swim in the ocean here. Even then, like, safe is a bit of a broad term. We do get sharks during the summertime because we're Old Orchard Beach here in Maine. I should probably get to the calls, but this will be the last thing, and then I'll start getting to calls. But at Old Orchard Beach here in Maine, we actually have like a migratory path right by the coast for great white sharks. Every year we get a migratory amount of them that just come by during the summertime. And like boats are constantly patrolling like off the pier looking for them. And one particular year, it was hilarious, but also terrifying because there was a guy who went past the warning lines just by a little bit, and I guess he didn't notice them. That's his story. I think he did notice them, but it was one of those things of, I'll be fine. But he went on a kayak here in Maine, which for those of you who don't know is like a midget canoe. It's because you know how canoes are like really long. A kayak is like, it's one occupancy and it's a small boat. So he's like going through the water like this, and a great white shark chased his ass. I'm not kidding. It was the funniest news report I've seen in years. Only because he survived. If he had not, it would have been one of the most harrowing stories. But he was chased by a great white shark that did try and bite the kayak. Luckily, either the shark realized it wasn't something living and backed off, or he was able to whack it with his kayak paddle, because his boat didn't sink and his kayak didn't sink, and he wasn't able to get back to shore. However, he got back to shore, reported the shark, and then when he was interrogated by the coastal services, not the Coast Guard, but like the coastal police, they interrogated him, and he did admit to going past the warning lines and the warning buoys. So technically, him going, guys, be careful out there, there's a shark. It's like, we know. That's why there's warning buoys. You don't go past the line. That was funny as shit when I heard about it. But yeah, he got chased by a shark. Not just any shark, though. The big ones, the great whites. That's got to be some cosmically bad luck. You played Subnautica, and now I'm horrified by the sea, even when on land. Oh, geez. So Subnautica made it worse for you? Darn. I actually didn't play that much of Subnautica. I played a little bit of it, but I don't think it affected my feelings on the ocean in any way. All right. So yeah, like I said, that we're gonna jump to calls now. Oh, Lidney's in the call. I thought you said your mic wasn't working. Okay. Well, anyway, but yes. All right. So I'm gonna pull in Das Rat. Let me. By the way, start spamming 1 in the chat if for some reason you guys can't hear him. OBS has been kind of funky lately. Hopefully, it is capturing the desktop. But spam 1s if you can't hear him. Das Rat, can you hear me? Okay. Before you spam 1s, I can't hear him either. Oh.
Are you able to perceive me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Okay.
Splendidly. Well, welcome back, man, and condolences for your grandfather. That not gonna put on too much, but genuinely wish you and your family strength in this trying time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bar that, how have you been? What are you allowed and are at liberty to disclose regarding Warglaive, if possible?
So what I can talk about on the side is development did start to like peter off due to, admittedly, my procrastination. A good bit of like my work schedule started interfering because recently I switched from night shift to day shift, and that has kind of really affected. I went from having a bunch of energy to do stuff before work, and then I did work in the afternoons, came home, went to bed, and then kind of did that cycle for the year. When summer started, I thought I would be able to cope with it better. But with the shift schedule, now I wake up at 6 a.m. Well, technically I wake up at 4 a.m. I get up at 4 a.m., take a shower, get ready for work, and then I head out. And then I'm there for about 8 hours, and about 2 p.m. is when I get home. And because of our summer schedule, we're doing so much physical labor on top of the sleep schedule shift. I have no energy when I get home. And so not only Warglaive, but pretty much every hobby on the side just kind of stopped. I came home and a couple times I just take naps. I'm starting to adjust to it better now, but even then, it's in the wake of some other things that have happened with it. Another thing that kind of occurred was a bit of a creative block when I was editing some of the chapters that were gonna go up on the Warglaive channel, and I had a bit of a. I had a bit of a, and feel free to criticize this, but I had a bit of a depressive cycle that happened because it was after, StarCraft recently came out with a TT tabletop board game, right? So
I pestered you about it.
Yeah, I was actually reading an article about like its initial successful pre-orders for the box sets, and I was reading about that. I then was talking to, I think, Vivek like a day after I was reading about that. And Vivek was talking about how Valrek is really, starting to ramp up the tabletop war game he's working on, which I think is, correct me if I'm wrong, Vivek, I believe it's a historical war game based on the Crusades. Correct me if I misunderstood. So there was that mention. I remembered Arch was working on one as well. And I was kind of hitting this depressive cycle where I was like, oh shit. It's like, because my initial thought process, like when I was working on Warglaive before all that, was looks like, okay, I'm going to be competing with Warhammer, which is kind of understood. Be competing with 40k, going to be competing with, K47, all the established franchises. It's like, okay, I'll be competing with them, but I'm already expecting to not get the same anywhere near the same returns. That's fine. It's like, okay, I'm fine with like a niche audience. But within the niche audience, I think like I hit a point where it was like there's so much competition that's coming up, and I'll admit my confidence has taken a blow. I don't think I can compete with Valric and Arch.
I wouldn't put yourself down that much. There is competition, but it's the name of the game, as they say. And Warglaive itself has plenty of very interesting aspects to it that I think would have helped it stand out. But I deeply understand, and no, I'm not going to criticize you about procrastinating because I'd be throwing rocks in the glass house.
Yeah, I've been bad with it, really bad with it.
Well, other than that, uh, hopefully you get the spark back on. Everything solves itself decently. Uh, but I suppose you wanted to know a bit how the Hams of War is going. I guess
Yeah,
how
I'm kind of
GW are messing up
curious.
recently.
Like, yeah, and feel free to like mention whatever. Like I said, I've not been paying attention at all for like couple months.
Well, put shortly, the start of the edition has basically been a supreme flop. They've messed nearly everything up, and the orc models look nice. That's a good thing to say, but with the rules, the dispositions, trying to balance and nerf stuff, 10.5 is the edition, not really 11th. And
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's not gonna be anything much different.
They made it sound like it was a complete revamp though. In how much of that was like a straight up lie, or how much of it was exaggeration? What'd you say so far?
Basically, the only different thing, it's genuinely like just a 10.5. It's 10th, but tweaked in a few ways. Like, I guess the detachment system has been changed, and you can now hold more secondaries, but fundamentally, you're still playing 10th in spirit.
Hmm. Well, that's disappointing.
Like
I was
with
kind of
the
hopeful that 11th might be a kick in the ass that they were doing, but no, not by the sounds of it.
here's to hoping for 12th, I guess. Rumor has it they're supposedly moving 11th to like a 2-year cycle now rather than a 3-1. So
They're doing
who
just a
knows?
2 year site? What the fuck?
This is a rumor. It's completely unsubstantiated. I don't have anything to back it up. It's just someone that I relatively trust mentioned it and presenting it forward as information, but it's nothing solid so far.
Okay, so that's rumor. I really hope they're not trying to do that. If they,
Same.
because it's like as it is, they already spend most of the edition's lifespan making the codexes, first of all, and second of all, fixing the fuck ups.
Yeah, and in regards to the orcs, while the new models look good, like the boys are fairly static monopose stuff where both of them come with like a slugger and a chopper and a shooter, so everything on the same boy, you can no longer really customize them in that way. Uh, there was a whole week of reveals where every week we got one grot model revealed, in case you didn't hear about that,
One grot model.
per day for a whole week.
Wait, okay, so the whole day, like, to clarify, was it the final reveal was a grot model, and it was piecemealed out for the
No,
whole
no,
week, or was it like a
no, no.
different grot model each day of the week?
Yes, a different grot model each day of the week was
Okay.
the reveal of new models for in the upcoming box.
I mean, okay.
And as you can imagine, Primaris everywhere.
Yeah, I expected
Ultramarines
that.
get brought to Armageddon again. We got Caiaphas Kane and Jurgen has miniatures. Guess what? They're going straight to Legends
Oh,
from release.
I did hear about so Vivek showed me this when I was doing a live stream on the Star Wars channel. I did see Caiaphas Kane's model and Jurgen's, and I agree with Vivek, by the way. Jurgen looks like a fucking ape man.
Both of them look ape-manish. I don't like. Jurgen should have had his like mustache. Why they left it that bit bald on his face, I do not understand.
It's possible they didn't read it.
I mean, they surely have read it because Kane has his signature last pistol, not the bolt pistol like from the propaganda art. So one good thing, I guess. And, both of them straight to legends. So if you want to use them in any shape, form, or way, no, get zogged.
Joy. So
Frankly,
so
the
far, no
best.
good news, is what I'm getting.
No, and recently they had like a whole brand new. On the 26th, they had a new reveals show where it was whatchamacallit. They revealed all new stuff, and it was Exodites are finally becoming a thing as a kill team. uh,
They
so
and
it's
okay. I just want to say this. They did that shit with the Dark Eldar with fuck. What was it like? It was like 2 years ago. It was like a year or 2 years ago. There was like shoot. They had a kill team release of like really long desired updated like models for units for the Dark Eldar, and it was in the kill team box. Why did I know? Well, it's rhetorical. I know why they keep doing it, but it's fucking annoying. Like they're really trying to they're really trying to soak up sales when they do that for like the kill team releases. They did it with Krieg. They did it with Mandrakes. Thank you. They did it with the Mandrakes for the Dark
yeah.
Eldar, and now they're doing it with the Exodites. It's like, okay, ooh, we know you want new models. Here they are in a kill team box. Like, well, fuck you. I don't want to buy kill team. I want to buy box sets for 40K. It's like, well, buy them for kill team. Fuck you.
Yeah, other than that, the only good thing out of that whole release was the what's it face, the Chaos Warriors for Old World. Uh, Bar them, there was only the like there was also ogres or like ogres, I guess is what they're called, the fucking Age of Sigmar thing, and like they don't look like Warhammer models at all. So
Oh.
it was very like a lot of people. Oh, they look cool and whatnot, but like they don't really look like Warhammer whatsoever.
What are they
Uh,
called? I'll look up the models right now. Hold on.
the ogres, like
Oh,
ogres, but
Gors.
copyrightable.
Like O. Okay, so O
Or
G
maybe
U
ogrons.
R.
I'm not sure. I'm sure if you type in Age of Sigmar ogres, they might prop up.
Okay, Age of Sigmar ogres. Ogor. Oh, Ogors. All right,
Yeah.
let me turn on my other display here. Okay, is there any Ooh, hello. Yeah.
Uh, Like a few of the, especially the dude with his fucking tusk earrings, just look so stupid. Why? Some of the basic guys look fine, but the big dude with the cauldron, all the like butchers with the masks and whatnot, they just don't feel like Warhammer. As these guys are kind of fine; they're the regular dudes, but even
Uh,
their
I don't know, like just based on like scrolling through them. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say they don't feel like Warhammer. They
as
feel.
mentioned,
Mm,
these regular ones are more so. I more so meant the caster guys who are like cultist and whatnot. Especially the centerpiece model is this what's supposed to be Scrag, but it just an mage on top of a big blood cauldron.
yeah, this.
Yeah, this like it feels like third party ish.
Hmm. I can't. I guess I can a little bit see what you're talking about with like the face details.
It's in the faces predominantly. They look too normal compared
Yeah,
to
yeah, because
regular ogres.
so for context for everybody who's not seeing it, so traditionally with Warhammer like styled models, there is kind of an art style to GW's models, even in like technically I know there's the old era models for like the Metal Mini era and like the 80s models, and then of course we have like the 90s model kits, and then we have the more recent what I call modern era model kits. But throughout all of them, there's kind of a consistent art style, and certain elements are exaggerated or oversized or kind of or more robust, and usually it's in the face. Like the faces of like every models across both franchises, the fantasy side and the sci-fi side, both have that kind of exaggerated design in like the face or in the sculpt's face. With these, Dasrod is pointing out is that the proportions and everything are a little bit more realistic, quote unquote. Like
It's not that
everything.
realistic; they're just too small.
Well, yeah,
And
that's what like they're not cartoonishly proportioned is the point,
and
which is
to the broker
Warhammer
95 in
style.
chat, who's like, "How are these not Warhammer?" Like, I don't have any concrete facts, evidence, reason.
Well, no,
The vibe is off.
this is very
They
subjective.
don't pass
This
the
is a
vibe
very
check. Yeah,
subjective
they
thing.
don't pass the vibe check. Simple as.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say the sculpts are bad. I do see what you're talking about though.
And a good detail mentioned both the cauldron and their like gut plate are way too ornate. Like they're doing now geometric shapes and supposedly like intestines, but that implies a level of sophistication that ogres just do not have on their own. And it just, eh, as my dog shit opinion, unironic dog shit opinion, the vibe is off. They don't pass the vibe check. Simple as.
I'm not a huge fan of fantasy ogres to begin with, so this is like for me not to demean like, and I don't want to say your opinion's dog shit. Your opinion's probably more meaningful because when it comes to fantasy, like my investment is a little lesser, admittedly. Like this is not my shtick. But
Yeah, fair enough. If you look at the Chaos Warriors for Old World reason, those look like the old artwork. See, that's the vibe. They got the vibe right on those, especially with the Chaos Dragon.
you can block.
But
Okay, what?
But practically the best Warhammer thing to happen recently is that for a friend of mine who's in Germany, because I'll be going there possibly next year, I grabbed him the good Armageddon box, second edition. Someone was selling it on Facebook.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Orcs
Have
versus
fun
Blood
in
Angels.
Germany. Make sure you practice saying Guten Morgen because everyone says it. Like two strangers and shit.
I shall respond in my native tongue. I shall respond to politeness, but I'm not assimilating to be a German. I'm there on vacation, not to live there.
I assimilated very quickly with Guten Morgen. Like every morning, you go down, everyone's like Guten Morgen, Guten Morgen, Guten Morgen. It's like Guten Morgen. I don't speak German. I do not sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Ja, wunderbar. Hits me, or whatever.
The funny thing is, though, is I don't know if your German friend has said the same thing to you that Karn, Dragonis, and Tang all told me. But they told me before I went over there that, oh, everyone speaks English. You won't have to worry about language barrier. You'll be totally fine. I get over to Germany. Literally only them directly speak German to me. Directly speak English to me. Everyone else, I have to ask, like, to speak English. And most of the time, a lot of them struggled with it. Like, a lot of the people we ran into struggled with it. Like, the only people who, outside of Tang, Karn, and Dragonis, that spoke, like, proper full English was the hotel owner. And even then, he had to get his son to really do most of the talking. So the hotel owner and his son, the cab driver, Otto, which I thought was the most appropriate name for a German cabbie, but Otto,
Nice.
and one shopkeep when we were going around Freudenstadt. Oh, no, I'll add in also the tour guide at the castle that Karn openly said around, oh, this is the room where they all fucked.
No, my friends don't really tell me. My friends are more on the autistic side. Well, German autistic, I repeat myself,
Same.
but we mostly just say naughty things between each other and enjoy vibing. And I suppose that is all I had. Glad that you and the lady had fun at the beach. Congrats to her for conquering her fears one step at a time.
Yes.
And before I get the chat even more riled up, I suppose I shall step off with my AOS hate.
Yeah, Litany's in the chat. That's Broker. He's very big on AOS. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for the update.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. If you ever want to vibe or something, always free to hit me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. All right. We're starting off strong. This rat's always a good combo. Let me scroll up a bit and see if there's anything I wanted to catch. Harkin, the World Claimer, welcome to the stream. You know how Age of Sigmar has only like 10 units per army or even less? That's what... yeah, look at that. Talk time. That's what Legends is doing to 40k. Age of shitmarification. Shitmarification. We are inventing a whole new dictionary. Let's see. Okay, earlier, Vex said, you're not in competition with Valrek. Val's making a historical. I am in the sense of, like, though our genres of, like, settings are different, we're both competing in the niche, up-and-comer, YouTuber-started wargame space, which is kind of a really specific subgenre. But, I mean, like, invariably, we're all going to be competing with each other, mainly because of how we are going to advertise our games. Valric is advertising, obviously, on YouTube through his channel, what he's going to be making. Same with Arch, and, of course, myself. Out of the three of us, and there's obviously other people who are also doing this, which makes it a bit worse, but, like, out of all three, I have the weakest advertising power. Which kind of it's one of those things where we are competing, but it's not direct on all counts. It's mostly in marketing and exposure, which is where we're going to be overlapping. And we are going to be overlapping with audiences, even though the genres are different, because again, it's going to be the niche crowd that are going to be interested in like spreading out past things like 40k, Sigmar, Old World, and all the other like mainstream TTE war games. And we'll also be interested in this like community space that will check everything out. So it's invariably the one thing I think I do have technically over Valric and Arch is I've already started advertising my thing, but that's also the problem. They're both, well, I don't know how much Valric has done, but at least with Arch has been very tight-lipped about what he's working on. So my guess is when Arch actually like talks about it proper, it's going to be like right before release, and then it's going to be like all in one. Meanwhile, I started talking about Warglaive long before I actually had products available to produce and sell to people. So there's a trade-off with that decision making on both sides. I wouldn't worry, Asmo. The only thing you're competing against is exposure. Sort of. More exposure doesn't mean a better game, and that is true. It's real. My worry isn't that I'm going to make an inferior game. My worry is I'm going to make a game that's no one's going to play because they don't know about it. Because again, people only have so much money. People only pay attention to so much news, and I'm in the same space as the other two, and we have overlapping audiences. People are going to go for the bigger one that has the most like exposure to it. So I'm not worried about the quality. I'm worried about whether it's like when I kick it off, if I'm going to even get anybody to try it out. So that's more the worry. Sorry, I think that I'm eyeballing. Of course it is. Link in call line Discord if needed. What? The link to the call line Discord is right in the description. Prior warning, because we've had so many bots try and invade the Discords lately, there is a filter page. Try not to type in it. Just go to rules and react to the rules there with like the emoji salute symbol if you want to like get welcomed into the server to get in the call room. Sorry for that inconvenience, but we had to put in like a filtering system to avoid bots because we've had so many lately and they have been relentless. Let's see. Yes, he is. All the above, though. Hard disagree. Okay, I don't know what those are in reference to, so. Hey, Braytong Gibbs, welcome. Guys, see you back. Can't wait to see your Eldar react if you haven't seen them yet. The Exodites, I have already seen them, so unfortunately, I do not have a satisfying reaction to that. My apologies. I did like the Exodites. I think my buddy Nathan X2000, if you haven't checked out his channel, guy's a god tier content creator. But Nathan is like the big dinosaur guy in our friend group. I like he's not big into like the models for like he likes the lore and he likes the video games for Warhammer 40k. But he's not big into the tabletop. I think if there's anything that will interest him in tabletop wise, it's the fucking dinosaurs. Like that man, like dinosaurs. Like he's uber autistic for the dinos. He gets a chubby when he sees those scales. I hope he's not watching. Don't like ogres, but these are very Warhammer. This is supposed to be the Prophet of the Maw, by the way, a named character for fantasy that they're not. Again, my strong suit is 40k. I am very weak when it comes to Warhammer Fantasy and Age of Sigmar. I had a very different takeaway from the Ogre release. Very Warhammer, and what is very Warhammer? Okay, so... Oh yeah, the chat was really going against you, Dasrat. This Scrag, but not Scrag, who's Redcon. Scrag's Redcon off, Fantasy's canon, as is Scrag. But can you block Goku? Okay. So Nico just threw in a random quote. Okay, I'm just kind of zipping through. Is there anything important I need to grab? Hello, Dorgonis, Guten Morgen service. Old World and AOS have different vibes, though. I think there is an attempt to judge AOS as the Old World. And they are different settings. They are and they aren't. They're the same setting in terms of, like, the niche of fantasy. Especially Warhammer Fantasy. They're different settings in regards to timeline, for sure. And they're different settings in regards to overall aesthetic. Well, that kind of, not really. I don't think I could say overall aesthetic, but definitely in gameplay. Because I know Old World has, like, more regimented units. Like, it has the square bases, if I'm not mistaken. So it actually has, like, the old school style of play. I haven't played the Old World, though, so I'm not too in the know with that one. It's just polite. I mean, it is, but here in the States, like, at least in my region of the United States, it's not normal to say good morning to strangers. If you go to a hotel and, like, there's, like, a mutual meeting room, people will talk to the people they came with or people that they know, but it's very rare for, like, everyone to just go up to a stranger and go, good morning. It's very rare. People usually very, cloistered away from others. I know down south it's different. Down south, they'll come up and hug you and say good morning and hello. I respond to them in Latin and demand they pay tribute. English and bad English. Hey lunatic. Okay. I'm trying to skim, but I'm also trying to read everything. Grems, welcome to the stream. What do we talk about? It could be anything by asking me questions about, where I've been, what I've been up to, why I have an overly large nose. I don't know. Like you wanna chat about anything, that's fine. Technically, what I'm posing for a question for you guys is, what have I missed in regards to 40k lately? I'm not up to date. I've been completely out of the loop for like 2 months, 2+ months actually. So anything to do with like news on new models or new things that have come out, or anything in regards to community stuff that's happened that I missed, feel free to bring it up. Anything or any video game. Kind of any video game also. Like, we're not technically restricted to 40k, it's just that's the thing I've been missing out on. Thankfully AC is saving me. Okay, good. Okay, so am I caught up now? I'll give a little rundown of those. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pull you in next, Vivek. You're next up. In your opinion, is 40k going full Warcraft, reducing all the edges till you no longer have the same setting anymore? They kind of already did that. I wouldn't say. Well, this is where you're gonna get a lot of debate and a lot of argumentation, because there are lots of people who say no, 40k is still grimdark. It's still as dark as it's always been. It's still a very edgy setting. And then you have people like me who are like, no, nowhere near. It is definitely softened. When they decided to bring Gilliman back, the whole setting stopped being grimdark. I would still call it dark fantasy, dark sci-fi fantasy, or space fantasy, I should say, because 40K, technically speaking, isn't really sci-fi. We call it sci-fi to be simplistic or to give it into the bigger genre, but technically speaking, kind of like Star Wars, 40K is actually space fantasy. Because, you know, all the psyker stuff, magic, the warp, you know, all that kind of takes out the science shit. But for simplicity, sci-fi. It's a dark sci-fi. But is it grimdark like it used to be? I would say no. It hasn't been grimdark since Gilliman came back. And with the more good guy Primarchs they bring back, the more that gets stripped away. And if they bring the Emperor back, no. It's not that dark things don't no longer happen because Gilliman's back, but now the overall setting, because what makes something grimdark is that it's hopeless. Like that definitionally, that's what a grimdark is. Like traditionally 40K was grimdark because all of like the epic stuff had already happened, and the society and the culture and the Imperium as we knew it was the dying civilization of mankind. We were failing, we were losing the war of existence, and we were going to fall eventually. Like the Primarchs and the Emperor and that era of the Great Crusade, let alone the Golden Age of mankind, both of those ages of our peak were long gone, and we were just sifting through the ashes of what was left. That was what made it grimdark. Is yeah, we had victories, yeah, we had heroes, and we had heroic moments, we had good moments, but what made it grimdark is you knew no matter what small victories we had here and there, on the horizon was only darkness. We were eventually going to fall, and the Primarchs were never going to come back. The Emperor was effectively dead outside of just acting as a human battery for the light and the warp. All of that kind of contributed onto itself of the grimdark tone. When Gilliman came back and it was confirmed other Primarchs were coming back, no more grimdark. Because now there is hope on the horizon. There is a chance that we win. There is a chance for victory. Especially with all the stuff that they've been hinting at in the newer books. With, like, the Emperor hearing the Gilliman hearing the Emperor's voice. And there's all this other stuff. And then the Lion coming back. Yeah. Nah, it hasn't been grimdark in a while. But, it's still dark sci-fi, but... I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it's going to fall as soft as Warcraft did, but they're only going to soften it more the more they want it to go mainstream. Like, they're going to hold on to... My prediction is they're going to hold on to the gore. They're going to hold on to, like, that kind of edginess. But a lot of the hopelessness, a lot of the offensive material, like Slaanesh. There's a reason we don't see a lot of Slaanesh in the video games and in other supplicant, more publicly available material. They're going to sift out the stuff that, like, the public or, like, the normie won't be able to stomach. So, though I don't think we'll ever fall as far as Warcraft has, where it's just basically the Avengers, and it's just complete, like, Disneyland stories at this point, I don't think we'll fall that far, but we are going to fall to a point where Star Wars might arguably have more edge to it. That is potential, but that's speculative and hopefully not true. But that's a guess at the future of it. It's one of those things where GW can't fully abandon the edge, because if they do, it's not even for them. It's going to be not 40K anymore, and they will lose most of the people who are interested in it to begin with, even the new audience. But at the same time, they need to soften it to a point where advertisers and, like, general bigger companies are willing to do overlaps with it. They can't keep the worst of the worst stuff. So they're going to sift that out or decanonize it. If, you know, although they don't believe in a canon at GW, so I suppose that's kind of a moot point on itself. Okay, am I finally caught up? I'm sick of 40K's dying civilization. If I want to witness it, well, then that's if you're sick of 40K, that's fine. But that is what 40K should be. Like, if you want a hopeful civilization, go watch, like, the 90s Star Trek. Like, the whole point of 40K is it was a grimdark, and that's what it should be. You giving commercials midstream? I didn't press any buttons, so that's YouTube. Vivek, I think they were doing that. Well, I'll pull. I don't know why I'm responding more to Vivek. I'm gonna pull him in. We can talk about it. Okay, Zigatron, welcome. Do you have a Discord? Yes. Technically, I have 3. If you're interested in jumping into the call lines, the link is in the description. You do have to go through No Humans Here chat, and you have to go to the rules. And when I see you've emoji'd like as you're supposed to the YouTube, I'll manually give you the role so you can see the rest of the Discord. But I'm gonna pull in Vivek. Hey, Matthew Gordon. I'm gonna pull in Vivek. Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
So I've got as that first conversation was happening and the sort of conversation in between, I've made a few notes. I'll start with just the stuff on Valorant, just Wargame, just to get that out of the way. There was concern in the chat about how he's going to portray the Crusades. I've actually hung out with Valrak and some of his friends in person now. Whilst he didn't, the people that he surrounds himself with are generally of quite a right-wing perspective. One of the guys who's working on the game is an Orthodox Christian. So there's 3 people working on the game. I know that 2 of them are right-wing. And so it's not going to be it's not going to be some sort.
It's not going to be revisionist.
Woke. No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be woke. Varak very much dislikes woke stuff. He very much dislikes it. It comes across a lot more in his streams and his videos. But even then, he doesn't say a lot. But he says enough that the people who know will know. Because there's people in his chat who are obviously like super left wing and stuff like that as well. So he doesn't necessarily want to piss them off too hard because he's at the end of the day he's not a political or drama content creator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the game itself, it's called Martyrdom. He's incorporated the studio name. It's called Spearhead Studios. It's like an active company in the UK. It's obviously it's got its own like social media stuff. He's currently in talks with other miniature production companies about prices on molds for plastic minis.
All right, so they're going straight to plastic.
Sorted, yeah, if they can. Once that's sorted, they're going to get that price and they're going to go to like GameFound or Kickstarter or something and raise as much money as they can. And if they raise enough money, they're going to start off with everything in plastic. At the start, it's going to be like sort of the Norman Crusaders and the Seljuk Turks. It's based off the First Crusade, so there's no one like Baldwin or anything like that. It's just it's people from the First Crusade. There is also elements of the People's Crusade in there. He's currently printing models and sending them out to be painted by test painters, and there's even giveaways and stuff. There's people who are play testing the game currently. He is doing a demonstration of the game pretty soon at a sort of minor creators convention thing happening at a hobby shop in the UK, and he'll also be doing a demonstration game at his own festival happening in October, and I'll be going to that.
His own festival?
So he has his own festival might be the wrong word. It's called Valfest. He does it. He does one in America and one in the UK. Just books out a hobby shop for a day.
Oh, okay. So
People come and play.
It's like a single
And then
venue. Okay.
Yeah, then everyone goes out and gets drunk after. But it is in like it's quite far along. It'll probably be out this time next year.
All right, he's definitely gonna beat me to production, but like I said, as it is, work lives on hold at the moment.
Yeah, and he's got the YouTuber money. He's been pumping loads of money into it. It does look, the models look really good. The way that it's going looks really good, and the depiction of the Crusades looks accurate.
Good. I wish him all the luck.
Right, so Varak based would literally never get. if you watch his streams, you'll get you'll get. He sometimes gets talked about Rhodesia, and I'm gonna leave that there. So to comment on 11th, I've played 11th. It's not too wrong to say that it's basically 10.5. I think 12th will be a reset, but it is better than 10th because it takes a lot of the things that were wrong with 10th and does improve them. But there's also just some silly mistakes. So I think the cover rules are better. It has made shooting armies a little bit weaker, apart from Tau, because Tau are never weak. But it has.
Well, it's their one thing.
Yeah, it has improved a lot. Unfortunately, as my three main armies, Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, and Imperial Guard have been absolutely bummed. It's 75 points for 10 Cadians, or Krieg, or Catachans.
75? Did they buff them at all?
No.
No? Wait, they made them more expensive, but they're just as weak? Or actually, are they weaker?
They're about the same.
Okay.
Obviously, I watch Mordian. His recommendations for everyone, if they want to win as Guard, is you need to take a minimum of 3 Hellhounds, which is the maximum you can take. You need to take a bunch of Chimeras with the double heavy flamers in the armored infantry detachment, so that you can use a stratagem to get army-wide ignores cover on things that they hit, because ignores cover is really important because cover's stronger now.
Okay.
Currently, the best performing armies are things that can ignore cover really easily. Things like Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns are doing really well at the moment. Obviously, it's early days, so the data's not necessarily the best, but that's where it is. The 2-year cycle is also a rumor I've heard, but only from Mordian. I haven't heard it from Valrak. And generally speaking, if I don't hear a rumor from Valrak, I don't believe it. Because he's got like a 98% accuracy. And whilst he doesn't hear everything, he hears most of the big things. And something like a 2-year cycle, he would hear. I also have found out how he gets his rumors. He just gets an email off a certain of a person, and they had like a little tagline. That's like their calling card.
The calling card. So it's very espionage-y.
Well, it is literally corporate espionage.
Yeah.
The Orc Boys currently are monopause. That's because it's only the push-fit ones from the box so far. We haven't had the multi-part release. But there is some indication that there's going to be some new ones. There's how they do the starter boxes in tiers. There's like the little one where you get like a squad each and some paints, and that's kind of like it. In that one, the sculpts are different to the ones in the other ones. The ones where you actually get more models and stuff are using the Armageddon sculpts, the Armageddon box sculpts, whereas the lower one is using new sculpts, new Space Marine Lieutenant as well. Reset the clock. So, Orc Boys their loadout is monopause, other than like the special weapons, because the special weapons are coming out like the rocket launchers and the heavy shooters. But their general loadout is now, you've got a chopper, you've got a slugger, and you've got a shooter. Every Orc Boy has one of them. Orc Boys have received an army-wide buff. They are now strength 5 in melee, instead of strength 4 previously. So
I appreciate that.
Just a lot stronger. Yeah. To be fair, the new Orc stuff is really good, and I've been painting Orcs. The Orcs won Armageddon style. They've won the box set. They're the better models.
I'm biased, but that is the correct choice.
They just are a bit better. I mean, the Space Marine models are good, especially once you get your hands on them instead of actually just looking at them on a picture. They are good. They also look way better, not as Blood Angels. I'm painting mine as Crimson Fists right now, and they look really good. But so the boys, it's just a sort of give it a little bit of time. They'll come out with multi-part stuff. Grot Week was a little bit shit. Grot Week did follow on from a few weeks of every Monday new reveal of something that's going to be in Armageddon. then Grot Week happened, and every day was a reveal of a grot in the that's in the box. But then it ended with the Adepticon reveal show.
Okay.
Or like the announcement of the Adepticon reveal show. It was like leading up to something.
Grot. Here's something interesting.
Yeah. That's basically what happened. Halfway through my list. Legend support. A lot of those models that come out where they're just the Black Library Celebration and the Black Library models. They are pretty much always legends as soon as they come out. It happened to Hell's Last, which is another Imperial Guard thing. It happened to Farron Arius, who's the 6th company captain of the Ultramarines. It's happened with a Sisters of Battle mini. It's very predictable. Obviously, that doesn't mean that it's the right thing. But in the same vein, Legends is getting more support in 11th. It's actually getting added to the app. Previously, it hasn't been in the app. But now that it's actually getting added to the app, you might see some more play. I mean, I'm definitely going to use more Legend stuff now that it's on the app. I've recently got a Fell Blade.
Yeah.
So Legends has more support, so you might see some more Legend stuff. They still don't get like the weekly, well, not weekly. They just still don't get like the regular updates. Like their points will never change, their data sheets won't change.
Well, it's because it's the retirement home for those units.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Imperial Guard gets a brunt of it. Some Legend stuff, I've heard that other than the Rhino and the Land Raider, everything that is Firstborn in the Space Marines Codex is going to Legends. So that includes things like the Predator, the Whirlwind, the Razorback, Devastator Marines, Tactical Squad, all of them going to Legends. Not surprising. I'm surprised it took them this long, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took them
still
this long.
Sucks.
They were always going to do it. They were always going to do it.
Hopefully it doesn't impact Chaos Space Marines at all. That would actually suck really badly if it affected Chaos Space Marines. But because Vindicate, that's cool as hell, and I've bought 3 of them.
I don't think so, because there's still a lot of those old kits for Chaos that don't have a modern equivalent or a replacement.
It does lead into other rumors that Games Workshop is interested in revamping all of the tracked vehicles, and apparently it's going to start with the Rhino later on in this edition, and eventually onto to the Land Raider getting a new kit, considering it's the same one from like.
So are they updating the sculpts and designs, or are they
would be my
making
guess.
New versions?
So they want to revamp the tracked vehicles, which makes me think they want to keep them tracked. They're just going to probably update them, make them a little bit bigger, that sort of thing. There is hope that it also means that there's going to be sort of updated Predator tanks, updated Whirlwinds, updated Vindicators for Primar Space Marines. There isn't Primar Space Marines anymore. It's just Space Marines now. I mean, they've been around for about 10 years at this point. That's kind of how Games Workshop sees it. So I do hope that they'll update all of the tracked vehicles, but the rumor is that they're doing it first with the Rhino, which also makes us hope that the Rhino can actually take Tacticus armored models now, because the Rhino can't transport anything that isn't Firstborn in Space Marines.
Yeah,
which sucks.
Actually, I think I have a Rhino model behind me.
I've got a few scattered around because Rhinos are free, and I play Chaos, so I've got loads of them. But yeah, that's obviously it sucks. Loads of stuff going to Legends, but hopefully there's going to be revamps of stuff, and it means that you could possibly even just use your old models as well. Because I know I will.
I think most people will.
Yeah, I mean, I've been buying loads of second edition stuff because it's the coolest. The Excite Kill Team is apparently the test in the waters for a full range. It's basically going to be a repeat of what happened with Eldar Corsairs and with Krieg.
Yep.
Eldar Corsairs got a kill team, and then just recently in 10th got a bunch of models for like a sort of like mini range. Same for Krieg, got a kill team. About 2 years later, 18 to 24 months.
2 years later,
Full
after
army.
a lot of people just bought like 20 or 30 kits
Kill
just to make
teams,
an army.
yeah.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
so bad for the people who I won't say like fall for that might be a rude way to put it, but who do that and like they buy like 20 or 30 of them because they're like, oh my god, finally I can make an army of Krieg in plastic, and they buy like 30 kill team boxes, and then finally GW's like, all right, we've got the official kits now for 40k, and they're sitting there holding all of those really like those extra expensive kits with those repeat models, and they're like, why?
It's what they get for being Krieg fans and not Steel Legion fans.
Fuck off.
The AOS ogres, I'm not going to actually stick too much on like their vibe and stuff. I think they work for AOS. I'm not a fan of ogres. I think they look good as models, whatever. What is more important with this is the Ogre More Tribes army like range was rumored by a AOS leaker called Bool. He's a guy who's on a specific forum, and well, apparently it's a group of people who leak stuff. And one of the things that was linked to this leak is that apparently next edition of AOS, which is due this time next year, is in fact a full set and reset. It's getting rid of the whole like different worlds thing, and it's bringing it all onto one map. So it's getting rid of like the different the different realms that you get through I think teleporters, like portals and shit. I don't know. I don't do AOS because I'm, I like good things. But apparently the next edition is going to then bring that all together. There's going to be some sort of cataclysmic thing. I think the rumor said that Archaon's going to kill Sigmar.
What?
And Sigmar's going to use like the last of his energy to reform, like basically the old world, but in new AOS ways.
So
and
wait,
there's going to be a single map.
Oh, okay, hold on. 1 second. Okay. Time out. They're doing a second end times.
Yeah, maybe they will. Do you know about the end times timeline thing?
I from what I know of the previous like original end times.
I don't mean in setting. I mean like in real life, kind of like what the team who made it wanted and what they were given.
No, that much I have not learned. Most of what I've learned is from like rants of like the old crowd.
So Chris Peach used to do some of the painting videos for Warhammer. He was also involved with the writing for the end times. They asked for 4 years. They were given 6 months.
Ooh.
So it basically just ended up being shit.
Yeah, no one can make a good story in 6 months.
No, but the rumors are they're basically end times in it again. But I mean, from a biased point of view, I mean, I'm an old world fan. Like I've got old world armies. I don't have AOS armies.
I technically have 2 boxes of Skaven.
I have like a spearhead technically because I've got vampires for old world and I bought some of the new skeletons. I prefer the sound of this to current AOS. I think it just sounds more interesting having it all in a single sort of plane. That makes more sense to me. But
I mean, it definitely makes more sense and simplifies everything. Like it, multi-dimensional or multi-timelines like settings, like the MCU has become, for example, for like films, always get to a point where I call it excess bloat. And it confuses like most audiences. Even if you are like a more autistic person who's like very anal about like learning all the details, I think everybody gets exhausted with multi-dimensional, multi-timeline, realm like settings because it gets very confusing. It's too much.
I
too
normally
much
check out
detail.
when that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, especially when the realms or timelines or whatever deviation or delineations there are, if they differ drastically, it makes it painful to actually learn, because it's like, okay, I need to learn this whole vibe and this whole setting, and then I have to learn like its parallel, and then I have to learn its perpendicular setting and timeline that's completely opposite to it, but they're somehow weirdly connected. It's too much. It's frustrating, and I think it pisses most people off.
Yeah. So the thing is, with this new AOS reboot, it's not going to be like the end times where fantasy became AOS. It's going to be AOS is still going to be Age of Sigmar. It's just going to be 5th edition or 6th, I think 5th edition AOS. But the idea is that they want to, from what I've heard, they want to steer it back into a bit more of a dark fantasy direction, rather than keeping it on the sort of current, more, I call it whimsy fantasy. It's a little bit of a slur from me because I don't like it, but
Yeah.
they want to apparently darken it a little bit more, and sort of rein it back into the darkness a little bit more. Because
I
the
have
previous CEO,
I have an example of what you're talking about, although I think I'm the only one who's gonna get this. So for those of you who know Heroes of Might and Magic, the video game franchise, for those of you who played, yeah, and like I said, if most people aren't gonna get this, I do, so I'm just making this example more for me. But if you've played Heroes of Might and Magic 5, which I really like the story for that has like that old darker fantasy vibe to it. It's not purely dark, but it's like Warcraft 3 level dark. You know, not like crazy dark, but like as dark as traditional fantasy stories typically went. And I like it's also there for the aesthetic. It's there for the gameplay. I like that. There's a brand new game that just came out called that's Heroes of Might and Magic Old Age or Old Era or something like that. I've been playing it a lot. I haven't played the campaign yet, but it aesthetically, you look at the old game, Heroes of Might and Magic 5, it's got that kind of edgy, gritty element to it. And then you look at the new one, and it looks like a mobile game. It looks like League of Legends cross with a mobile game.
Yes. So they do want to take it a little bit more dark path, but the previous CEO, Tom Kirby, AOS was kind of his pet project. He wanted to sort of lighten Warhammer a bit, and he tested it out on Fantasy first, because Fantasy was also failing at the time, and then the idea was that it was also going to be used on 40k. There is rumors within Games Workshop that gets talked about where they call it the game that never was, and they sometimes talk about it in White Dwarf. It seems like the idea for that was jump forward 10,000 years. Already sounds horrific. And groups like the Imperium, Eldar, and Tau were going to be working together in a single sort of over faction. You know, you'd have all the, obviously, chaos. It would basically, you'd have the Grand Alliances, but in 40k. Well,
I'm already
50K.
hating this.
Yeah, but because AOS First Edition was a bit of a failure, well, because of all and a little bit more around it, Tom Kirby was, well, he's no longer CEO and was replaced by Kevin Roundtree, who is a little bit more. He's a little bit more than just like the business sort of side of, if it makes money, do it. Which has led to some really good decisions, some really bad decisions. But one of the problems is that the game that never was, this 50k, was quite far through. It was probably maybe like 60% of the way there, including models, like more tactical looking Space Marines and more cartoonish looking like other things. Like, so you can see where some of the more modern 40k stuff came from, which is probably why they've started to rein it back a little bit more by introducing some of the older armor marks onto new Space Marine models, because obviously it's been quite a few years since that happened, but Games Workshop tends to work in blocks of about 5 years, which obviously makes things quite long. Like if a problem arises because of something that you've just released and something that's already coming down the pipeline, you can't necessarily fix it too much. It's, you know, it's sort of your problem for when you start the next cycle, which again, inefficient way of doing things. Games Workshop's also incredibly siloed, where departments don't talk to each other. In fact, departments within Games Workshop watch Valrak's videos to try and guess what other departments are doing, based off of rumors, because they just don't talk to each other and they're not allowed to.
It feels weird they're not allowed to.
I don't know how Games Workshop still exists. To be fair,
I feel like that's like
nearly
90% of their problems is like communication issues between departments.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
thing.
Games Workshop nearly went under about 10 years ago as well. I don't know how they were literally like weeks away from closing the doors, but I can't remember what it was that popped off, but something 40k popped off. And my final thing, someone mentioned in the chat when we were talking about the softening of 40k, is the Vect model, because Vect is getting a new model. The Dark Eldar getting a little bit of a refresh in this edition.
They
According to
should,
rumors, anyway.
be fair.
Yeah, they deserve it. Grey
yeah,
Knights too.
They should. I don't know about Grey Knights, but
Grey Knights are no. I'm saying Grey Knights are.
Okay.
That's what the rumors are anyway. Vect, he is going to be on a ship. There's not going to be any slave girls. There's apparently going to be some slave Xenos animals. Games Workshop is really scared of slavery.
See what I mean?
Like really scared of it.
They're that's why Slanesh is just like, oh, who's Slanesh? Nurgle, Korn, yes. What's that purple thing in the background? Don't look over there.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Chaos in Age of Sigmar gets away with being called slaves to darkness. They are incredibly terrified of naming things with slave and sort of showing off slave stuff. It's been a lot of. It's like what Star Wars did with Slave One.
Yeah, just as
Boba
lame.
Fett Starfighter. Yeah, bro. Right, whatever. But yeah, Vect. He is getting them all, but apparently it's not going to be slave girls. It's going to be some slave alien creatures.
So they're cool with bestiality and not. That's what I'm getting out of that.
To what Harkin is saying in chat there, the current year stuff definitely comes from a specific department. It probably doesn't come from where you think. It does come from a little bit within Black Library, but the main place it actually comes from is the head of marketing. So the head of marketing is. I'm not going to say too much because it can get into. I'll tell you about it in DMs a little bit later, but. He is he's apparently a bit of a piece of shit. He's the guy who allegedly beats up fellow staff members and offered to fight Chris Beach. He hates Velrak with a passion, and allegedly was because Valrak ended up playing him at Warmer World, and in private this guy was apparently talking about how he's going to say this to Valrak, that to Valrak, but then ended up just kind of
Pussy
not saying
down.
anything of being pussied out.
I mean, people like that always are big fucking.
Yeah,
it's that
I'll tell
Antifa
you a
thing
bit
where
more about it
they.
in DMs. But
Yeah, it's that Antifa thing. It's like, oh, we're big and brave when we're covered our face. You don't know who we are, and we're attacking you in a group of 40. But when it's one-on-one and you're not hiding your face, suddenly it's like, oh, well, nice to meet you. Oh, I didn't ever say that. Oh.
Well, this guy, he obviously still works at Games Workshop because he's high up. Apparently, he was the guy who wrote the "You Will Not Be Missed" statement. He was apparently the guy who wrote the "Ever Since the First of the 10,000," and the guy there was the guy who worked at Games Workshop who got fired for the celebration of Charlie Kirk's murder. It was rumored that he'd wrote them. He had published them, but wrote them on the orders of this marketing executive. I know the name of the marketing executive. I'm just not saying it for, reasons. And that he's like a massively ideological actor within the company, and very violent when he doesn't get his own way.
That should have gotten him fired day one. I could see them holding on to him if they see his politics as even advantageous as a business front, because the wider audience argument.
He's been there for a long time.
But if he's physically violent to people,
both myself, Valrak, and Mordian all know about this, and we all think that he knows some company secrets that they just can't get rid of him because of it. but that's getting into speculation.
That makes me incredibly suspicious of what said secrets are, because
Yeah,
it's like
I mean, every company will have them.
I mean, yeah, but my maybe I'm being overly like suspicious, but I'm thinking like Epstein stuff.
No, it's probably more. It'll probably just be stuff that'll get them fined like hundreds of thousands of pounds or millions of pounds. It'll be like wrongful dismissals, because labour laws in this country are very strong, and so like it'll be stuff like wrongful dismissals. It'll probably be stuff like it probably might be tax related stuff that could get them a bit sent after. So it'll probably be more stuff like that rather than anything too crazy. I do know that the warehouses, weirdly enough, are run by ethnic gangs, mostly from Eastern Europe, which is fucking wild. But it also Nottingham is a very modern city, if you catch my drift, and so that also doesn't necessarily surprise us too much.
Yeah, it's very modern. Make sure your daughters aren't carrying around weapons. They should not defend themselves.
To be fair, I
don't think you are, mate.
It's a nice place. It's not the worst. It's nowhere near as bad as anywhere like Manchester. I mean, Manchester's the worst in the country at the moment. And the guy who's ran Manchester in the ground is about to become prime minister, but that's a different topic. Nottingham's a nice place. I went there recently. I quite liked it. I'd happily live there, but I'd be a bit more on edge than
Don't be offended when I say this, but I would not.
Listen, I'm in the UK, so my standards are low. If my standards were high, I'd be over the pond with you.
We have guns and cookies.
We have cookies.
Yeah, we have like cookies.
We don't have guns though.
No, we have lots of guns.
When I wish we did. It would be quite easy. Things would be a lot more simple if we did.
You could actually fight back.
Nah, I have a feeling that there'd still be a way to get where. But that's another topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything I had on my notes list. So,
okay.
I can't think of anything more to talk about that's happened recently.
That's quite a lot, and I do appreciate the extra details.
Yeah, there was a lot.
That was.
I'll not take up any more time because there's people waiting. So I'll speak to you later, mate.
Right. Oh, thank you for coming on. Make sure you don't melt. I know you guys have
it's quite cool this week, and where I live anyway, it doesn't really get above like 90 much. We did get that one week where it was 100, and I live in the very north of England, so it's really rough. But generally things are fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. That was Vivek. Vivek, he's always a good guest. He's very detail oriented. Still, like, I don't know, every time I hear him, I think of a guy who's like slightly older than me. It's weird to think he's slightly younger than me. It's like my brain doesn't compute with it. Alright, is there anything in the chat I need to catch before I pull in the next person? I got that. No slave girls. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, they're trying to make it marketable for the modern audience. Yeah. Let's see, Black Library and the current year stuff. Unclick, thank you. Okay, sport work. Okay. I'm not seeing anything I need to catch. I don't think. Okay, so we're gonna pull in the next color. That'd be Litany. Hello, hello, hello. Litany.
That'd be me.
There we go. I thought you said your mic wasn't working.
It doesn't. Therefore, I use a telephone right now.
Ah, you're on the telephone.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so I take it you want to talk about AOS.
I mean, originally I wanted to talk about things like, Warglade, but I shall leave that alone for now.
No, you can start with that if you want.
Well, first and foremost, maybe I was just, how to say, what is the expression? Maybe I misheard a little bit earlier. I'm not certain, but it sounded like you were in legal straits when it came to Warglade, without going into details of it, if so.
I am talking to a lawyer, and there is a conversation happening between me and another individual.
Well, shit. But yeah, hopefully that will be resolved easily. I pray.
I think it has, but I have not gotten confirmation from the other individual if it has or has not.
No, checks out.
Yeah, so I that is the most I could say at the moment.
Yeah. I get that. Like, I'm not gonna pressure you for more answers.
No, it's fine.
You say something? Repeat.
I said, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, my phone is currently rewiring where the sound comes from repeatedly.
All right, so is that
Wait.
it for Warglaive questions, or is...
That's it for Warglaive for now, yeah,
Alright.
because I know there hasn't really been much development, both because of that and other reasons. So I shall respect that for now.
Okay.
But I did have thoughts. I just wanted to not object because everyone is entitled to their opinions in every way. But I had some thoughts when it came to things like the ogres, and I even as an Age of Sigmar fan, I will say I absolutely despise that they cannot just simply say, "Oh, they are ogres." No, they're ogres. So though.
It's the Eldar versus actually no, that's not even a good example because Eldar was perfectly fine. I still don't know why they switched to Eldari, but it's still like they shifted the names so that they could more definitively legally copyright them.
Indeed, I know as much, but still, it is such a pain to be like try to be lore accurate to the setting and then have to use that phrase. I hate it. But anyway, like everyone is entitled to their opinion in every way. But I gotta say that I do not agree with the sentiment that they do not feel Warhammer. But that is me, of course. My one complaint about
it's a subjective thing.
Exactly, and I agree with that. I just disagree with the notion personally. The one thing I noticed about the topic of the 5th edition is the thing I'm opposed to describing is a reset of any kind, because I mean it's not like they are completely removing shit. They are not saying, "Oh, this whole setting is now gone" in any way. And even so,
well, by that standard, the previous End Times wasn't a reset.
Well, that was a reset because everything and everyone died. It was an entirely different function to everything, and it was an entirely different theme now.
No, it's the same world, technically.
No?
Kinda, yeah. As far as I understand it, the world didn't get, like, nuked and we're on a different planet. Well, the world did get nuked, but it's the same planet. It's just after an apocalyptic event, both on the meta and on the literal front.
Yeah, bad news. The world was completely obliterated, and we have, like, what was it? 8 different worlds to inhabit now in AOS, which gets confusing for a lot of people, and I get that.
It is confusing.
But yeah,
this is why I like 40k. Like 40k is confusing, but it's all one thread.
Yeah, I hear you. One of the big things I would say, or I would actually say in opposition to the current ways of Age of Sigmar, is the fact that I like the idea of having multiple worlds with their own themes and the circumstances and horrible ways of living. But the Games Workshop doesn't really do anything with it. They don't explore it, they don't play with it, they don't develop it. So at that point, yeah, just make it a single planet if you're not going to play with it at all, you know?
Yeah.
It would be like, hey, 40k has a whole galaxy. We're never going to do anything with it, so we're just going to keep it to Terra.
I don't. For me personally, maybe it's just we've had so many bad examples of multi-dimensional, multi-reality, multi-realm settings over the years, but I'm fatigued with it. Nobody has done it well that I've seen. It's just not something most writers are good at. A lot of writers do it just because they have a really cool idea, but it doesn't quite fit in with what they've established prior. So they just haphazardly create another realm or dimension or whatever so that they can play around with that idea. But the moment that they've got that out of their system, they've just had in their own lore, they've created a whole nother realm and thing, but they never do anything with it again because it was created simply because they wanted to experiment 1 or 2 times. That's usually what the case is. It's happened with Marvel, and it's turned to an absolute shit show, both in the cinematic universe and in the comics. It's been done with DC several times, and DC, same exact problem. It's just turned into an absolute shit show. So, I'm sick and tired of multi-dimensional, multi-realm shit in the same setting. It's like, fuck it, just start a new setting. Don't like tier your current one and create so much overlapping confusion, because only the most autistic people are gonna A, be a fan of it, and B, understand it. Everybody else is just gonna get burnt out trying to keep up.
Yeah, I understand the notion, absolutely. And I agree with it, and entirely as you say it. Because, again, if they're not going to play with the idea of, oh, these are multiple realms, they all have different ways of living, they're all equally horrible in different various ways. Well, if you're not going to do anything with it beyond just saying they're all horrible, why do you have them anyway? Just make a one. I completely agree with that. And they have kind of left it a bit in the dust when it comes to this and that. But like I was one of those naysayers being like, oh no, this can't be right. This is not going to happen. But then we got the Cogfort, and I was like, okay, this might very well be on the way here now.
So I suppose with the rumor mill being what it is, are you excited for the potential? Well, you don't call it a reset, but just for the sake of what it sounds like anyway. Are you excited for the supposed reset?
I am actually genuinely intrigued. I'm not excited because this shit could be done extremely horribly.
Sounds it.
It really could. Like I think Age of Sigmar have done stellar work with their storytelling and the factions getting love that they basically would never have in 40k or other settings. I approve of that. But at the same time, wrecking all reality to make a whole new planet and with the supposed elements they're going for, I don't know if they can do it right, especially if they're going to rush it in like a single edition. Like, okay, this edition is over. Next edition, everything's fucked. Okay? So I'm intrigued, but I'm also extremely hesitant because End Times wasn't done well. A lot of the shit happening for the K isn't done well. And while Age of Sigmar, in my opinion, has a good track record, I have my hesitation about this being done well.
Understandably.
Because regardless of what the individual offers and the battle tome / codex say and write, which I think is really stellar, it is a whole different story when it's like, yeah, let's do an apocalypse scenario.
Oh,
at which point, how? What'd you say?
Oh, Vivek, he says he's got a dead out, which I mean, I assume he meant to say head out, and I'm just telling him have a good one.
Yeah, okay, got it. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm not excited because excited would mean that I have faith in this, which I yet do not.
You're what's the term? You're cautiously interested. I'm
cautiously interested indeed, because it has promise. Like Sigmar dying, slain by Archeon, absolute unit. And
This
but
might
the thing is,
be very ignorant of me, but
Hmm?
I thought, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I thought Sigmar had ascended to godhood. Like he's not a corporeal being. Am I
he is
wrong
a
on
god.
this?
No, you're completely right. He is a god.
So I'm very curious how Archeon kills that. I don't know. Maybe if they are doing it, I'm assuming they're going to explain it.
Yeah, the thing is about Archeon, he is not simply immortal with the really good items like in fantasy, because every OG character who is ended up in Age Sigmar is insanely juiced up.
Steroids.
Archeon, what do you say?
Steroids.
Steroids, exactly, of all kinds. So yeah, Archeon has been described as something that even the Chaos Gods is somewhat afraid of. Not because he necessarily poses a direct threat to them, but because he can do a little bit of whatever the fuck he wants, and they cannot stop him as it is. He's basically Horus, except they just do not dare leave him.
Okay.
And again, it comes down to less about, oh, he's so powerful, how do we ever stop him? It's more a scenario of, okay, if we stop him, who's gonna lead our armies to victory? And we are short one of the Chaos Gods because Slanesh is still in prison. Lazy bitch. Am I allowed to swear, by the way? I need to see.
Yeah, you're fine.
Great.
I've sworn like numerous times on the stream.
Yeah, I just want to be certain.
Shit, fuck.
But message taken. But yes, so Arcane is kind of a huge menace in every way. But the big thing that I am concerned about is, okay, so we let Chaos win again, a third time. Because in lore of Age of Sigmar, they didn't only win like in the old world, they won again before Age of Sigmar happened. Because 90% of everything we know in AOS is dominated by Chaos. So we're adding another layer of, yeah, we're completely fucked on top of it. It's kind of like Age of Sigmar has already gone through the scenario of the equivalence of Terra has fallen to the evils of the galaxy. Our Imperium is a fraction of what it was. So how do we get from all, like, again, comparing it to 40k? Terra has fallen. Most of the Imperium is now completely fucked. How do we get more fucked than this and still keep a fight going?
Well, the Imperium, fucked is a very broad term. But for Age of Sigmar, given it's a smaller setting, the level of fucked, I'm sure, is a bit more detrimental to their ability to keep fighting.
Yeah, indeed. Like
the Imperium could lose like 50 worlds in a Great Crusade and still technically be able to fight.
Yeah, of course. But in 40k scenario, if Holy Terra falls, 95% of the Imperium is gone. Like, how do we even remotely recover from this? Like, 40k scenarios, I would say you don't, because 40k be 40k. At least it used to be.
Used to be. That wouldn't be the solution now. Gilliman would just clap his ass cheeks and Terra would be retaken.
Indeed. We got
you laugh. I'm not kidding. Well, I am kidding, but I'm not at the same time. It's like we're at that degree.
No, I feel you. We're at that degree. Like, I am, like, honestly, I am half expecting Jagatai Khan or what was his name? This would be a true nightmare scenario, but I'm half expecting either Jagatai Khan or what was his name again? The Space Wolves Primarch. What was his name again?
Lehman Russ.
Lehman Russ, thank you. I'm half expecting either Jagatai Khan or Lehman Russ to return as a woman so they can have a female Primarch.
Any day now. I wouldn't. I'm not putting it off the table. Any day now.
Any day now.
Hope not, but it's. it's not impossible. I will put it that way.
Yeah,
Well, it is if you
possible.
go by the old lore, but it's not by meta.
Yeah, they are not keeping the old lore. Let's be honest here.
They
They couldn't even do it with the Horus Heresy.
No, they don't. They don't give a fuck. But so you're interested, but not optimistic for the reset. Again, you don't think of it as a reset, but we'll just call it that.
No, but indeed, let's call it a reset for simplicity's sake. Not optimistic. I'm curious. I'm intrigued, but nothing beyond that.
Indeed.
I'm genuinely scared.
Okay. Yeah, my investment in it is very minimal, admittedly. But that's a byproduct of being a 40k guy. Like, my interest in Age of Sigmar was already kind of meh. I have interest in the old world a little bit, but it's not enough to buy minis or get too invested in it.
I mean, the big issue I see with the old world on top of that is that people are like, oh, this is fantasy again. It's really not. Because they retcon so many things that should be, just standard. But, modern agenda have female Bretonians as knights all over the place, despite, Rapunzel being actually kind of a legend for being the first female knight. Well, they've done away with that. And, Cafe is all over the fucking place. Everywhere. They're more important than the Empire.
Okay. The Chinese audiences will be very pleased by that.
I'm sure they will be, if they even get it.
Yeah. Well, is that everything you wanted to bring up to me, or?
There was one final thing.
Okay.
Well, two things. I just wanted to say I'm very happy to see you doing this open mic again. It is great fun. And I'm very happy with the Star Wars content we had so far. I had great fun listening to it. It's been great.
That's good.
But the thing I want to ask as well in regards to this open mic, kind of about the open mic, is this like? I assume it's not quite a return, but can one expect some content from this channel in the near future, or is it just
I should have opened with this. My bad. I just realized I didn't include this in my opening rambling. Yeah, my plan is all my live streaming is going to be done over here going forward. Not because the streams are doing technically bad over on the new channel. It's just it's a way for me to do stuff over here and still work on videos for the Star Wars channel. Because like I haven't, I'll be honest, I have like no video ideas for this channel.
No, I get it.
Yeah, like even like with like
40K's gone. Drama is a cesspool.
Yeah, like there's nothing like I have like a drive to make for like videos about, and like all the I'm gonna get back into like paying attention to like Warhammer news. So if there's stuff to cover, I'll cover it on an open mic. That tends to be just like the best form to talk about the news anyway. So I'm gonna be doing live streams on this channel again. I don't think I'll do much in terms of videos on this, unless something like big happens and I really want to talk about it, and I really want to do it in like more of a research style rather than like off the cuff conversational style like the open mics are. But yeah, in terms of content on this channel, it's either like if I do any videos, it's gonna be like highlights from a stream or something, admittedly. So yeah, the channel, at least for until I can come up with something, or until like you guys can, like have something in mind that you want me to make videos about rather than do streams about. But yeah, my plan is to just turn this into the live stream channel, and any videos will either be highlights or there'll be like specific like research coverage of specific things that might come up. That's the plan anyway. But
that's the plan now.
Yeah.
In that case, I have one final question. Sorry for adding one on top of it. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But my final question then on to you is, may I now buy that Cogfort for you to customize?
You can, yeah.
Glorious. Expect it relatively soon.
All right. How do you want to do that? Do you want me to buy it and then you reimburse, or do you want to? We can talk about it, I guess, in DMs.
Yeah, I'll send you the cash over PayPal and you can buy it.
Okay.
Do all things from there.
Be sure you want to do that.
I'm 100% sure. I desperately want to see a wannabe Stompa in 40k based on the comfort.
Okay. All right. Well, then that'll be a video. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds great. You can maybe do a bit of stream reels of you building it and shit. I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Whitney. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Always a pleasure to lend my support in any way I can.
I always appreciate having a conversation with you. So, but yeah.
Oh, really? That wants my chuckles. But yeah, take care, Asmo. See you around. I'll keep watching the stream at least.
Yeah, well, I
Bye-bye.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, that was Litany. All right, so I got one last caller. I'm gonna pull in. Oh, someone. Is this a real person? Who else joined? I will give. Did they follow the rules? They did. Okay. All right, so I will give them the approved. Oh, I have 2 more callers. Okay. So I think we'll wrap up with Karn unless someone else. Well, let's. I will say this: if I get a third person jump in the calls, excuse me. If I get a third person in the calls, I'll make like all 3 of these conversations quick. But if it's just Lightning Lunatic and Karn towards the end here, I'll let them drone on a little bit. Excuse me, please. Let's see. So not too much new in the chat. That's fine. All right. So I'm gonna pull in Lightning Lunatic. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Asmo. Can you hear me? Is my mic? Yay! Long time no talk, man. Well, I would say how the heck you been, but that's gonna be a whole hell of a long ass conversation.
I mean, I could bullet point it, but the short answer is I'm alive.
You're alive. Life happened.
Yes.
Life tends to happen to you a heck of a lot.
It does.
Alright, and I take it and I presume that this is not a hollow projection, and that you have not melted today or yesterday.
Yeah, I'm solid.
Hey, good. Do not turn into a liquid state out there.
I have yet to do so. It's good.
Jeez. Freaking Summer and me and Summer and you do not get along.
No. I hate the heat. I hate the heat, especially with humidity, which is very high here.
Yeah, it's in the it's in the mid 40s here for humidity and low 90s. Anyway. Frick. Where was I?
I don't know. Where were you?
What was I? Well, I presume I'm in New Hampshire.
That you are.
I'm an idiot. All right. Just wanted to check in. I'm glad to hear you're alive, man. And what's it? Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to your Star Wars content. It's been busy, as I'll get out between work and other stuff I'm paying attention to.
No, that's fine. Like I figure everyone's like got stuff going on, and it's new stuff over there. So yeah, I that's fine. No pressure.
Cool deal. Unfortunately, no other mini updates for me as well. I've got a little bit of a backlog I've got to work through, and no real motivation to do so. Unfortunately, just due to no one around here to do stuff with miniatures wise. Unfortunately.
Yeah, similar issues over this front.
Yeah, it's just been a whole bunch of either just catching up on things with work, or just playing either Warframe or FF14.
I haven't played Warframe in a while, but I at some point might swing around back to FF14. I haven't in a bit.
hate to break it to you, but Dawn Trail's story hasn't really gotten any better since you left. Okay, scratch that. Starting 7.2 has started to get great, but the trouble is there's a heck of a slog to get through. It's not the best of stories. I'll leave it at that.
I believe you. From what I played of it, I believe you. Well,
yeah,
hopefully
the
the new expansion that's coming will be better.
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, we'll wait and see. We know very little about it so far, other than there's gonna be a bunch of cold stuff going on.
Winter. I love winter settings. It's great.
Well, we will see. And hopefully, the plans they have to apparently they're gonna introduce something for a bunch of jobs called evolved mode, where they're a lot less homogenized and whatnot. Yeah, there's... Yeah, sorry. I'm not phrasing it well at all.
No,
yeah, they're apparently... It's going to look a lot less homogenized, supposedly, but we know very little about it so far.
I'll probably like make my decision on whether it's worth slogging through Dawn Trail's story when they finally drop the trailer for the new one.
Well, if you do, I will have a gear set for you ready to go when you get there. Crafted gear set.
You maxed out your crafting?
Oh, yeah, I maxed out my crafting months ago.
Nice.
Because I am a no-lifer and I like to do things for myself and my friends.
You'd get along with my buddy Ludus. He does that too.
Sadly, I have no plans to go back to World of Warcraft, so sorry, I don't think our paths are going to cross.
Probably not. I mean, I don't think I've ever tried to convince him to play FF14, but I'm going to assume it's not his bag. Aesthetically.
I wouldn't think so. It's also a very different beast in terms of playing the game.
For FF14? Or
for FF4, yeah, between FF14 and World of Warcraft, they're, as you already saw, two very, very different beasts.
Yeah. But any questions for me?
Any questions for you? All right. I was going to ask about Warglyph Gothic, but you mentioned that earlier, so I'm not going to press on that.
Okay.
Miniatures projects. Have you been doing like any miniatures projects other than, whatever the heck your backlog is? In case I missed it.
Yeah, on the Star Wars channel, I started doing the Star Wars Legion minis. I actually did a speed painting video on my Clone Troopers.
Oh, right, the Clone Troopers. I really got to take a look at that.
Yeah,
Star Wars Legion definitely looks like a sort of interesting game, but those Clone Troopers look like they'd be fun to paint.
I mean, yeah, white is a challenging color to work with, especially when you got to do black trim.
Black. Oh yeah, that's a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll have a look at that first and foremost. But in any case, I really don't got nothing more for you.
No, it's fine.
As my accent bounces around all over the goddamn place.
I mean, like a slight accent shift, but yeah.
All right, but in any case, it was good talking to you again, man. Good catching you on stream. Take care. I'll talk to you later, and try not to melt out there once again.
Likewise. Hopefully the heat wave ends soon.
Knock on wood as I knock on my skull.
Yeah, well, I got a desk.
Hey, bye, man. Take care.
See ya. Thanks for talking. That was Lightning. Lightning is a very nice gentleman. And Asmo, send me a message on Discord. I want to send you some stuff as a gift. You don't have to do that, man. That's fine. I mean, you can message me anytime, but don't worry about sending me stuff, especially when I've been idle for a hot minute. It is normal summer temps here, 90s and dry, around 15% humidity. Fuck, I envy you. I envy you. Currently not on fire. They got the big wildfires under wraps. That's good. That's good. I'm very happy about that. I'm glad we don't have to worry about that. Well, correction. We do have to worry about it, but we're way better about it, about wildfire preventative measures. Plus, the biome itself is better to avoid it, but yeah. Alright, we're gonna pull in Karn. Hey Karn, how you doing?
Well, doing pretty good. You too. Well, you already said you are tired from work a bit. So
A wee bit.
a wee bit. First question, not going to be mine, but Pyrrhus DM'd me it, and I think it's actually pretty good because I also forgot about it a little bit. The Osgiliath diorama thingy. Are you going to pick that back up, or is it going to be stay on hiatus for a while?
Well, technically, I'm looking at it. I don't know if I'll pick it back up on a video front. I'm thinking about it, but the videos are awkward to make because I will say this, like working on it is actually a bit frustrating. Cause oh, you okay?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit coffee. I need to
Don't
get
choke.
something hot soon.
No.
No, not choking. I'm just a bit cold around.
Okay. But yeah, I recording it was kind of frustrating because like when I get into the zone and I'm like in the middle of working on stuff, I hate babysitting the camera. Now with like working on minis, it's already frustrating enough to like babysit the camera for like that, but I didn't realize when I started it that it would be as frustrating as a process because it slows you. Like you guys have no idea because you guys see the final product of the video, but you have no idea how much it slows.
Oh, I can imagine. Like you are doing all the measurements, you are cutting it into pieces, and then you notice you knock the camera away.
Yeah, it's about that. It's working around the camera, the tripod. It's remembering to record the steps and the important stuff, so I don't miss anything. I don't leave anything important out. And it's also making sure the camera's charged, because when I have it over there, I can't plug it into the wall. So I have to have it on battery power.
And
so
battery life can run through like no one's business.
Yeah, so it became extremely frustrating to work on. So I actually stopped doing it.
A literal bit of more than you can chew.
Oh yeah, the board is still over there. I can still pick it back up when I want to. It's just annoying to work around the camera. So I don't know. I might do it, but it might be a case of instead of recording like a time lapse of me working on it, I'll just work on it and then I'll do like snapshots of where I'm at.
Yeah, sure. The finished pieces.
Yeah, like that might be what I have to do because I hate working around the camera like that. I do not. This is confirmed for me that I never want to do documentaries.
It's like having someone with you at work that doesn't do anything but stays in the way.
Well, yeah, it's like having it's like having a camera. It's this thing in the corner you have to keep in mind while you're doing everything, and you got to keep in mind. It's like, oh, is the battery still going? And you like. Instead of getting in the zone, which is what I like to do with projects like that, where I just kind of zone in and I focus on what I'm doing and I jump around step to step, instead I have to pace everything and do everything around like with the camera's battery, the position of the tripod, and the camera angles, and I have to stop hyper focusing to switch to checking on and fixing up the camera.
It's kind of like trying to care for a baby while you need to do something else. Instead of a full diaper, it's an empty battery.
I mean, yeah, but I think like with a baby, at least it's like it's a living creature. Assuming it's your child in that analogy, like there's like that personal connection. This is just a frustrating piece of technology. Foyd Dominator, how you doing? Welcome to stream. Yeah. But for purists, for the answer is, I can jump back on it. I don't think it'll be a video series ongoing. Like but
it's only
if you want to
first.
see it complete, I can like finish it and then I'll show it off.
Put in one single stormtrooper as a Easter egg in there.
Excuse me.
It's fine. So, yeah.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna ask what your next question was.
It's kind of like a little point with like the Age of Sigma not looking like grimdark,
Mm.
and it's like you played a little bit of Gothic, and that specific look, like this lifted, dirty, kind of almost sickness-ridden thing. Old Warhammer had that same kind of musty feeling.
Yeah, that grit.
And Age of Sigma tries to replicate it, but it still feels like it doesn't have the air that's like perpetuated inside everything. It looked like it's worn, yes, but still somehow just appeared out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's like a veneer.
It's too clean, it's too polished.
Yeah, like even if they dry, like you have seen art of it with blood and gore. Even the blood and gore looks
bright, saturated.
Right, yeah. It's not, and that's why few people are going to actually vibe with this sterileness of Age of Sigma.
You know, you and I are going to be in a call with Litany, and Litany's going to...
Yeah, I know, and I'm going to ignore him like always. Like, it's a difference between Oblivion and Gothic.
I understand the analogy. I partially agree. At the same time, a lot of that can be addressed with like your own paint job. That's the thing to keep in mind. Is a lot of like at least with the minis, right? Is like you can apply the darker elements that the.
I'm talking more like how the world, how the law represents itself.
Yeah,
it's very weirdly artificial.
I unfortunately can't agree or disagree because I don't know too much. I know bits and pieces that I've been told here and there.
Yeah, the novels read awfully. Like, they have to tick up certain boxes. Like, this book has nothing to do with the Sigmarines. Still, the Sigmarines are mentioned. It's like a box that needs to be ticked. And then they always need to be, like, glazed. And it's like, that's so unnatural.
Yeah. Real quick, Foyd, how is your tabletop game been going? I addressed a bit earlier in the stream, but bullet points, it's on hold at the moment due to a combination of procrastination, exhaustion from my day job, and keeping up with stuff on that front, and also another thing I can't talk about. Yet. I might, hopefully, that will be done with soon, but at current, I cannot legally talk about it.
Why those lies?
Yes. Where were we? Sorry.
I think I was just done shitting on Age of Sigma.
Yep.
I think with reading books, I did the most to even try to get in. It's almost as sterile as Modern Warhammer. It's terrible. Oh, I don't like Modern Warhammer. You liked Space Marine too, right?
I did, especially, well, I liked it for what it was. As a sequel, I think the first game's still better.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I couldn't play more than 8 hours. I was so bothered by the entire experience. There was never a moment I was really happy playing the game.
I don't know. My biggest problems were technical issues, but the campaign was pretty solid and fine. Like, maybe it's just it benefits from a lot of bad examples, but compared to a lot of games that have been coming out recently, even in not just the same genre, but generally, I thought it felt more earnest and more...
I don't know, because you got both the Tyranids and Zinj, but they don't really fight appreciably different. Like, to the point where Zinj floods you with Zangors as much as the Tyranids flood you with Gaunts.
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same. There is definitely a change up in the gameplay.
There is a reason why melee is so much better than ranged in that game.
Well, yeah. I mean, melee was also king in OG Space Marine.
And not so much in multiplayer, but
Well, that's multiplayer. Like, multiplayer in Space Marine 2 is also very ranged, beneficial.
But at the end of the day, you could use everything and be fine. Meanwhile, in Space Marine 2, if you don't do melee, you are an utter chump.
I mean, in the campaign, yeah, but at the same time, it's
You know,
40k.
even if you
I want to do melee.
If you play the online co-op, like, range feels terrible. Like, this might be the game with the second worst sounding bolt guns as well. Like, if you compare the Space Marine 1 bolt gun, that massive, heavy sounding motherfucker, to the plinky Space Marine 2 bolt guns, like, it's again just wearing like a weird skin suit of Warhammer.
Again, I'm not so harsh on it. I think it's, for what it is, it's a pretty solid 40k game. It's just not as good as any of the classics. Would be like my sensibilities to it. Like, I definitely would prefer to play the Anniversary Edition of Space Marine 1 over Space Marine 2. I definitely got my fill with Space Marine 2 after the first 2 weeks. Like, I finished the campaign, and then I played a little bit of the multiplayer, and then I was good. Like, I've only returned to the game once since then, and that was to play co-op with Caboose. Outside of that, I even uninstalled it. Like, it's... my feelings are not so negative. I would say at most I'm ambivalent. I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
I got my money's worth out of the game.
I got gifted, which I feel very sorry for Caboose that he went out of his way to give me a game that I end up really not liking. Like, the amount of grinding you kind of have to do if you want to paint your marine black, I found to be just ridiculous. Like, the color black.
I mean, I'm pretty sure black is baseline. It's the specific shades of black.
You get this weird ugly black. You don't get good black. You don't get the Black Legion black. And that's just ridiculous. Or purple. I'm pretty sure you also have to unlock purple. Like, unlocking colors full ground, it's not even, hey, you can pay for it or something. No, like, grind endlessly for purple. Why?
I mean, yeah, I think that is a big difference between Space Marine 1 and Space Marine 2. Is Space Marine 1's grinds were just for, like, sets, or, like, armor sets. Space Marine 2, I think, makes it a little bit more tedious when they make it, like, just basic colors.
One also had a couple skills you can grind, but you can grind them out so fast.
Yeah.
Like, quick. Every weapon had 2.
Hey, Oddball.
Meanwhile,
He's just in the chat. I just said, hey.
Meanwhile, Space Marine 2, you look at those lines and it's only like very boring percentage changes, nothing that's really going to change the way you play. And it's like, stop making video games like that. If you want me to grind for an ability, make it change the game. I don't want a modifier that makes me do 1% damage but makes me shoot 2% slower.
Yeah.
Like, where are we? You didn't play too much of Bolt Gun, right?
Well, I played through most of? I think most of, anyway. I'm not sure how many levels there were, but I played through what I believed to be most of the first game.
Yeah. But as an example with Boltgun, there was blessings of the Omnissiah pickups that you sometimes see. That can change a weapon.
Drastically.
Like the shotgun starts like firing flashettes which bounce off around every place like crazy. Like you won't get that in Space Marine 2. And I have no idea where I'm going with this. but most stuff at the moment with Warhammer seems so bland. Been there, done that.
Yeah, I'd say that's true for a lot of things. I don't disagree with you.
The hype for Dawn of War 4, to be honest.
I know why I don't have hype for it. I went over that in my like reaction to like the trailers and stuff. I'm not like I know the studio that's stepping in that made Iron Harvest, and like I said about that game, that is a solid 5 out of 10 game that they didn't even finish. Like they kind of abandoned it.
Yeah,
so I'm just from who the devs are, I'm worried about Dawn of War 4 on that front alone.
Funny. Like Dawn of War 3, they teased another faction that got never implemented. Like if you remember the end of Iron Harvest, they tease a secondary German faction that are supposed to be the equivalent of a real life not good German political party.
Subtleties.
Yeah, because it's World War One but with robots, so you're going to need to have World War Two but with robots. Yeah, but I totally understand why you like needed a pause for Warhammer, because outside of Tacticus, I'm also not doing anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of went over this a little bit in private with you guys, but yeah, like the 40k content stopped on the channel because like the enthusiasm was definitely taking a little. Plus, I was already switching to Warglaive full time for a little bit, but I didn't come back for these last 3 months because it's just a lot of like there's nothing new coming out for 40k that I'm optimistic or excited for. It's pretty much across the board. I'm just like pessimistic for it, and yeah, it's just a lot of 40k stuff is. I won't say I'm not full doomer mode. Like there's stuff that's gonna come out that's gonna be interesting, but it's mostly just mini sculpts. It's like oh, okay, they might update this plastic mold or this this model. We might get a better version of. It's really that I'm not optimistic for where the story is going. Like it's gonna turn into Avengers at some point, I'm sure, with the Primarchs. I'm just waiting for it. I'm pretty convinced that the Emperor is gonna be brought back, and they're not gonna end the universe at that point. They're gonna try and keep it going with him around, which I'm also worried about. Yeah, it's just
Heresy 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Dawn comes back, everyone is like, we thought you were dead. I was. Now, can I please have my hand back? The Imperial Fist did what with my hand?
They worship it. Let's
Yeah,
see.
brimstone stuff into it.
Yeah. Oddball said, what did I miss? Just another couple of bouts of my Imperium are Nazis as usual. Woko's just run on loop. Well, today I was just like, I'm just doing a Q&A, like, because I'm actually been out of the, I've been out of the sphere for like 3 months. I have not been paying attention to 40k at all in this time. So most of the stream has just been people catching me up on what I've missed. None of it has been on like I haven't been updated on any drama that's happened. So either nothing crazy has happened on that front while I've been gone, or no one has brought up what has happened.
I didn't hear anything as well. I guess Warhammer at the moment is so boring, even there's other people are like, well, whatever.
Oh, would you do a new tabletop simulator? What?
Oh, yeah. GW went after every mod that can replicate 10th edition, which okay. Don't know why you want to replicate 10th edition and not 6th or something, but hey.
So wait, just
do you.
10th or...
It seems just 10th, but
Okay.
that means much.
I mean, no real loss. not
Yeah,
not
except
not
if
that
they-
I... To the
except
mod
if-
creators, I'm sorry, but no real loss.
Yeah, except if they look at like Space Marine templates and go, "Ooh, you can do 10th with that," then it's a loss.
Yeah. Void Dominator. Asmogan, have you heard about the Dust Front video game? Nellup did a stream of it. I
Oh,
have
this-
not, but I also haven't watched Nellup at all. That's not because I've been avoiding Nellup or anything. It's just because when I switched to my Star Wars channel for the last couple of months, I didn't resubscribe to everybody from the 40K channel because I thought I was gonna like switch between the channel pages more often than I did, but I've more or less just kind of left it on the Star Wars one for the last couple months. Today was actually the first day in 2 straight months that I re-logged in back to my Asmogan channel account. So I got a flood of notifications, but like the first 50 of them weren't Nellup. So no, I'm not sure about the Dust Front thing. The first thing I thought of when I read that was Dustborn, and that was a really shit game. So what's uniquely bad about Dust Front?
Nothing is uniquely bad with it. People have like, in my opinion, like a weird amount of hype for it.
What the fuck is it? Like,
It's an RTS.
oh, let me look this up.
That's-
Dust Front.
Seem to have rudimentary base building. I don't like it because it looks like a clusterfuck. It's
Dust Front
It's-
RTS. Oh, RTS is in the name. Okay.
yeah. I find it's a bit like it's very cluttered. It's hard to tell the difference between units, and I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going the same round as Tempest Rising, where people hype it up and then it comes out and kind of ends like a wet fart.
Yeah. I mean, Tempest Rising was a pretty notable disappointment to me because I was really hoping for something more than what it ended up being.
I'm not sure if they even managed to put in the 3rd faction yet.
I haven't checked. I did not care to keep going with it.
It's hard to care.
It felt like a Command & Conquer clone in the worst ways rather than the best, which is I was
I
hoping for the
still
best.
think it's weird that the maps look too small for the unit sizes.
I mean, I'm just eyeballing it, so I don't know, but eyeballing it, I like the darker, grittier tone, but I am wondering about game
Yeah,
functionality because
That's the problem. That's my problem. Because it looks like smaller units will get lost in there.
yeah. I'm also wondering like the one of the photos for the game shows a what looks to be like an overmap, like a regional conquering map between 3 faction maps.
It looks like it's going to try to change the basics of RTS. So you're going to have this weird, like, either mix no one likes, or you're going to have an RTS that's held back by a mechanic no one cares about.
And maybe
And how often did we have that? How often had we had an RTS that cannot just be an RTS? Like fucking Ruse.
And I don't mind like it's based on one single screenshot that I'm talking about this, but if it's what it looks like, where there's like a game mode where you and the other 2 factions are like trying to conquer like a map via these like regional regional areas where each one you contest it for like there's the overmap for like technically missions, and then you like conquer different areas, and then it then zooms into like the actual RTS battles with the other factions. I mean, I'd be curious to see how that plays out.
Total
That would-
War style.
Kinda, yeah. Except obviously, like the zoom into like the RTS battles would also include base building and everything. Like, there's the overmap would just be like you'd be in there the shortest amount of time, just kind of managing resources and then going to the next conquering zone where you'd contest it with another player.
Well, that one game mode from Command and Conquer Kane's Wrath.
Maybe.
Planetary Conquest. or
Again,
something.
I have no idea if that's what this screenshot is showcasing. It's literally like, it doesn't help that all the text on like the right side is all in Russian, which is weird because all the text on like the buttons, like units, edit, and research is in English, but then you look at the UI menu and it's all Russian.
Hey, Rattenreich, I think, was also done by Russians, and that game pretty much died in the script.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it existed. They just mentioned it just now.
I wish I could forget, but it broke my heart.
Yeah. But
The Rattenreich is at a healthy, very negative on Steam.
ooh. Well, it's dead. Yeah, I mean, yeah. As for Dustfront, I might check. I don't know. I might check out Nelip's stream on it. Be curious to get his take, but based on just eyeballing it on Steam, it definitely has elements to it that could be interesting to me, but I don't know about the gameplay. Like just eyeballing it, the gameplay looks questioning. But again, I need to see. The
gameplay looks like it makes for great video.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I like the camera angle. Like it's, I don't like quite like a direct down view, but I definitely like it when the camera's more rotated down on the
It to
map.
be a bit more tilted up.
Yeah, or tilted down more aptly. It's too tilted up in the sense that it's looking too directly or too closely directly on the battlefield, whereas I want it to look more downward, not quite like a drone shot down, but slightly angled.
Yeah, more like Warcraft 3 or Age of Empires.
Yeah, that like those angles would be better. Maybe it's just like the zoom of the camera or what they chose for like the cinematic shots, but
I don't know, it's pretty similar in any other screenshot.
yeah,
I just don't like the look of the game.
yeah. The look of the game's okay. It's definitely going for like a monotone grit.
I always say, make your units pop out. If they had same looking as the background, you fucked up supremely.
That's a fair opinion. Yeah. But
Because if I can look at the battlefield and I cannot tell immediately what the unit is, that's going to hold back the game super hard.
yeah, the only thing I can directly tell the differences of are the vehicles, but the infantry I can't tell.
I was surprised one tank started to that one tank had flamethrowers because it didn't look like a flamethrower tank.
It might be one of those cases where it's kind of like a Baneblade, where it has like numerous weapons on it that might even be like upgrade options. But
No, if every unit upgrades on its own, then it's going to be utterly confusing. But no, it's not going to be something for me with the way it looks already.
yeah. But yeah. You have any other questions or things you want to bring up, Kern?
I can be an asshole and ask you if you're going to continue like older streams.
Like Persona?
I wanted not to pick that one out specifically, but yeah, like.
But that is the one. That is the one you were fishing for.
Yeah, I didn't want to be super
Direct.
direct with that. Like,
I will probably do that. Yeah.
I don't worry. I'm not going to hold you to it and be like in 2 weeks. Hey, where is it? No. Like I said, always do everything at your pace.
Yeah. I won't promise anything for like more directness. I still want to finish KOTOR. I kind of feel awkward not finishing that on the Star Wars channel, but I don't know. I'll leave that alone for now, cause I don't know if I want to finish it on the Star Wars channel. But over here, I think I'll finish Gothic over here. Probably, like I told you already, like the 9th and the 10th, wherever I am with Gothic or any other game, when the 9th and the 10th hit, I'm playing the new Sword Art Online game because I really want to like zip through that.
I'm going to watch it if it's any good and the character creator.
I'm hoping it is because I hated the story of like the actual like characters of SAO, like the character story with Kirito and all that and that little harem he had. I was one of my biggest.
The only thing I hear about Sword Art Online is
It's one of my
people really
biggest
hate the main
disappointments. Like, because I remember being like a teenager and seeing like all the Adult Swim ads for like SAO and like, oh, they get stuck in the game and it's life or death. And then I watch it and like half of it's slice of life shit. I'm like, fuck you. Like I absolutely like it was one of my biggest disappointments.
Women also become more or less just monster bait.
2 of them do. That's for sure. His like actual like main girl, like his the woman he makes his wife and stuff, like she actually holds her own a bit, but still kind of plays second fiddle to him. I don't know. It's like I said, I dislike heavily the character of Kirito and like the story they went with, but the setting, like the concept of the video game world they were in, plus the concept of being stuck in a video game and like the life or death situation, that was fascinating. I'm just so depressed they didn't actually run with that shit.
Reminds me of Digital Circus, where they like pulled out of that at the last episode.
Yeah, like so I'm hoping with this video game, they've already said that the character story that you play in the new game, Echoes of Aincrad, will run across like the character of Kirito and Asuna and some of the other characters from the show, but you're not like running parallel to them. If that makes sense. Like you are having your unique experience that isn't like the main character experience. So I'm hoping that they take full advantage of the tone of like, hey, this is a death game inside a video game. Like I also hope it's a proper RPG where not everything is like. I really don't want them. I really don't want them to have like level scaling or level. What's the term? Level. No, yeah, I think it's just level scaling.
Level.
Yeah, I want there to be zones in the game. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I'm hoping that there isn't level scaling and that there's like you can grind this area. I want it to feel like an RPG, like a traditional RPG, where if I grind enough in a certain spot, I'm good enough levels that I can go back to it and kill everything easily.
You want, yeah, it's more or less like how WoW or Gothic does it. Even though
WoW doesn't do it anymore.
No.
Yeah, WoW has level scaling.
Right. Fuck, yeah.
One of many reasons I hate leveling and playing WoW nowadays.
I forgot about that. Oh, why did they have to go the Todd Howard route?
I didn't know you had a Star Wars channel. Yeah, I just started it. It was during my couple month hiatus from this channel. I started it like a month ago.
It's a good channel. He makes machinima.
Yeah, I'm making machinima. I did a couple on my latest one, one of the shorter ones, like 3 minutes or something like that. I actually made a custom Blender animation using character models, based on the game that the machinima's in. So that if you're curious, like about that, that's on the channel. I do warn you that some of the thumbnails are AI, just because I was being lazy with the thumbnails over there, and I'm probably gonna do that over here too. I will say this: I do use like AI thumbnails because it's just easier. Like the thumbnails I've always made in like GIMP or Photoshop have always been like very rudimentary. I don't know. I think the AI ones look slightly better. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't know. Maximus Meridius Platypusicus. Platypusicus or Sicus? Fuck it.
Married the platypus?
But yeah.
What was the guy who showed you again how to rip those models out like? Oh yeah. Okay, fuck, forgot it. I didn't say anything.
There is no ripping of models. There is purely replications.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you did them all pixel by pixel.
I did not save a lot of time. I did not.
Yeah. That's why his characters have like 3 sets of testicles instead of 2.
Indeed.
Yeah, not that you can check that. As it's getting late.
Right. Oh, jeez, don't die on me. But yeah,
Not bad.
that was Karn. Karn is a wonderful guest and a very good one to end off on.
Wonderful is a word.
Yeah. What's the channel called? It's Darth Valthrax. Yeah. So Darth, like Darth, space Valthrax. So it's like Anthrax, but Val instead of An.
There's
So-
a way to it that I can just generate a link and just put it in.
Unfortunately, YouTube blocks links in the chats now.
Even if it's a YouTube one.
Yes, I tried it
That's
recently. It's kind of annoying, actually. But yes, but yeah, it's called. Oh, there you go. Like it obviously it does not direct link, but yeah, you can copy that. It's Darth Valthrax. I've done some machinima for Star Wars. I did one painting video for Star Wars Legion. Might do a couple more, and I did a chunk of streams over there. But like I said earlier, streams are being put on this channel, so this channel is becoming a streaming channel with the occasional video being a stream highlights or if something big comes up. But yeah.
Hope you feel better. Oh no, I'm fine.
No, he's just always like this. You should hear him when he has like a death rattle moment. It's fucking horrible. Like we'll be in the middle of a call and all of a sudden I hear cough, 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 and then like the inhale, like he can barely breathe, then silence for like 5 seconds, where my heart stops and I'm like, did he die? And he's like, that sucks. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, you sound like you die like each time, and it's horrible.
And maybe I'll also come back every time.
Good. Stop dying.
Ugh.
But yeah, I think I think I'll wrap up there. So thanks everybody for stopping in, asking questions, hanging out. Yeah,
Nice stream as always.
indeed. I'm gonna try the summer schedule is weird, and obviously with 4th of July weekend coming up, I'm not streaming this weekend. But next week I have a chunk of the week off. Like I said, the 9th and the 10th I will be streaming playing Echoes of Aincrad when that comes out. I'm going to try and get in a couple more streams of Gothic before the 9th and the 10th, hopefully. So we're going to aim for that. My aim for the rest of the summer is to try and do streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Try, aptly. Because, again, work is kicking my ass because I'm a custodian. We're taking apart the whole building. We're stripping down floors and putting new wax down. We're actually moving several classrooms around because I work for a school. So, we're moving classrooms around, furniture, desks. It's a whole thing. But, yeah, I'm going to try and do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And next week, 4 stream options, Thursday and Friday, are going to be Echoes of Aincrad, with hopefully Monday and or Tuesday being some Gothic streams. But, yeah. God bless y'all. I hope everybody's having a great summer so far outside the heat wave, and make sure y'all don't melt. But I will see you guys again soon. And Persona 5 will probably be coming back, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Love y'all. Leave a like before you head out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. All that fun stuff. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Already liked.
Thank you.